West Shore home Friday night rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling brings you the most consequential game in the state of North Carolina. It's a top 10 matchup for the NAC 6 title from Rolesville, North Carolina. Third-ranked Wake Forest against number 7 Rolesville. Hi once again, everybody. Patrick Keenis alongside former ECU standout Jay Sohnhalter. And Jay, here we are. It's late October. Two teams ranked in the top 10. Intense, deep-seated rivalry with state title aspirations. Doesn't get a whole lot better than this.
Oh, this is the best, and we're going to see the best performances, I believe, from both teams tonight. Great rivalry with both these teams. Have an excellent opportunity to win the state championship because of the coaching staffs, because of the outstanding players, and I expect an awesome one tonight.
We're going to see this field littered with a lot of top D1 prospects to major programs. Who are some of the key players you're watching tonight?
Well, for Wake Forest, Zane Williams has been a star for the Cougars. 13 tackles per game. He has sideline-to-sideline speed. He can get after the quarterback, and he's a leader controlling the middle of the defense. Over for Rolesville, Carson Cassidy. He's going to play tackle on the offensive side and then on the defensive line as well. He's committed to UConn. He's going to be able to push the line of scrimmage on the offensive side. He's so physical over on defense. He's a leader for this team, and one of the guys, the coaching staff, really wants to have a big game tonight.
All right, let's get to the keys tonight. One of them not on your chart is a very short week for Rolesville. They played on Monday. They're back on the field tonight just 3 days later. What are your keys?
Well, quick turnaround for Rolesville, and for Wake Forest, they want balance on offense and then limit the big plays because this offense for Rolesville is going to take some shots. Over for Rolesville, it's all about being disciplined and then physicality up along the offense and defensive line. They want to win in that area.
All right. This was one high school, Wakefield Rolesville, for over 7 decades. Splintered off about 9 years ago. Intense rivalry has budded over the last decade. Now with more on that, third member of our broadcast crew, Sam Hyman.
Hey, thanks so much, Patrick. Well, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more unique rivalry than the one that we have here tonight. These two schools were once combined into one. It was Wake Forest Rolesville for years until 2013 when Rolesville was born, and so is this rivalry. I had a chance to catch up with Rolesville wide receiver DeJuan Mickens, who told me he basically knows everybody on this Wake Forest team. 2 of his best friends are on the team in Nigel Lucas and Deshaun Grant, who you'll see out there tonight. Now, there has been some text messages exchanged earlier this week, including who will hit who the hardest. But at the end of the day, this rivalry is about love here in the community. When we come back, kickoff in the West Shore home Friday night rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. It's Wake Forest and Rolesville. Buckle up.
And ready to begin Friday night rivals. We'll take a look at the United States Marine Corps coin toss. Staff Sergeant Joshua Robertson, the U.S. Marines recruiter. And thank you to the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. Rolesville in the gray pants, red tops, black numbers. Wake Forest on the road in the all whites with the WF on the helmet. And Jay, take a look at this Wake Forest team. The school opened as Wake Forest Rolesville back in 1941. They did not win a conference title for the first 65 years. Then in the last 10 to 12 years, they become a state juggernaut. How come?
Dominant, and Reggie Lucas, what he's done with this program, taking over and just built them up where every year they have a chance and opportunity to win the state championship, and every year they're so disciplined, well coaching. You know you're going to get a tough ball game out of Wake Forest.
It's his 14th year as the head coach. He's been with the program 27 years. In the last 12, they've either won or played for the state championship. They're 3-0, 7-1 overall. Their only loss was by a single point to Cardinal Gibbons in week 4. Meanwhile, the Rolesville Rams, they got beat by Wake Forest in a tight one last year. They're 3-0 in the next 6, 6-2 overall. And a wake-up call, though, in week 2 when East Forsyth drubbed them 49-0. And that's when the first-year head coach Richard Shupin really challenged his defense to turn the corner, turn the page, and turn the year around, which they've done.
Well, and they've been playing with so much momentum and confidence, and Richard Shupin has done just an outstanding job with this year's team. And they're so talented with big-name guys going to many different places to play next year, but they've also got great depth as well.
All right, here is the American Military University kickoff taken by Wake Forest, and the game's opening drive will begin from around the 37-yard line. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. Well, the Wake Forest Cougars, 48-14 win last week over Heritage. They're averaging over 43 points a game offensively in conference play. And we're going to see a lot of talent here offensively from a wing T formation that makes it very problematic for teams to prepare, especially for Rolesville when they're on 3 days break between that Monday game and tonight. And the quarterback came on Simmons, gives it off on first down, and a run by Rico Alston beyond the 40 to the 42. We'll take a look at the starters, brought to you by Air Experts Heating and Cooling for the Wake Forest offense.
Well, and you look at the skill group, this is a great group of players, very athletic. The offensive line, that's going to be the key tonight, is getting push up front for this running game.
Kayvon Simmons over 8 games this year, averages about 10 passes an evening. Michael DePasquale, number 8, scored 4 touchdowns in last week's win over Heritage, and he'll get the call on second down. And DePasquale, we saw him last year a couple of times, Jay. Very tough runner, slasher, hard to bring down.
He's got deep end speed, and for Rolesville, the challenge is going to be slowing down DePasquale, and this is a big group up front, very athletic linebacking core as well as secondary. And this is a group that's really come on strong and playing very well.
And his 20 points given up in their last 2 conference games. That's the Air Experts Heating and Cooling Rolesville starting lineup for their defense. 3rd and 2 on the game's opening drive. Wake Forest in the traveling whites. Simmons, the quarterback. First throw of the evening. A little quick out. DePasquale catches it with 2 hands. Has the first down and lays out a hit against Rolesville. Jonathan Brown does pick up the first down of the game.
Well, great job by Simmons with touch, throwing the ball nice and high for DePasquale, and then he just catches it, knows where the marker is, and finishes off the run. Good job converting.
Good for our first NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers and start your new career. Wake Forest last year 8-4, 4-1 in conference play. A very early exit by their standards. In the second round, lost to Panther Creek as DePasquale kind of sneaks through, squirts inside the 35-yard line, close to first down yardage.
This is an offensive line that's been doing a good job of getting to the second level, up to the linebackers. And DePasquale, with his vision, see as he just kind of waits and hides, and as the line develops a block, then he shoots through. That was a really good job by the freshman, Logan Pulley, number 74, clearing the path out.
And it will be a first down for Wake Forest. Couple of minutes gone by in this opening quarter. They march into Rolesville territory. First down from the 34. Hand off, and they blow it up in the middle of the offensive line, and not much there for Nyquavius Armstrong. He gives up a couple of yards. Good pursuits on the interior defensive line for the Rams.
And this is exactly what Rolesville has to do, get initial penetration. Good job by 56, Denham Harris, initially getting the push, and then the team speed comes over and makes the play. But a good job from the initial pressure, and Harris, with his quickness, low pad level, he's been having a great season thus far.
Lost a couple of yards, second down. Simmons has thrown for 802 yards over the course of the year, 9 touchdowns, 3 picks. And against the wing T formation, or a hybrid of that, as Simmons will make his second pass attempt, and he wants everything. Going toward the pylon and just over the arms of Franklin Barrett. And well defended, no flag down, and it's third down.
And Simmons saw the one-on-one coverage. Barrett with his height, 6'4", they try to throw the deep ball. Good coverage as DeMarcus Cooley committed to NC State, stride for stride. That'll be a fun matchup to watch tonight.
And that is their big play receiver, Barrett, averaging about 24 yards per reception this year. Third down and 12 now for Wake Forest. Simmons gives to DePasquale. Little hesitation, now he sprints to the outside, and the coverage is there. Brought down right around the original line of scrimmage by Reggie Love II. And that will bring up 4 down. There's a look at the first year head coach Richard Shuping for Rolesville. He said, tell you what, planning to take on this offense for Wake Forest is very, very tough. But again, they played on Monday. We'll get into that in just a moment. But he said getting ready to play Wake Forest with this kind of offense that nobody sees rather than once a year and doing it in a short week, almost an impossible situation for his defense. 4th down, Cougars keep the offense on the field. Simmons, couple of fakes, buys some time, throws on the run into traffic and tipped away beautifully by Tamarcus Cooley. And the Rams turn away Wake Forest. How's that for delicate timing by that right hand from Cooley?
Excellent play. He was on the far side of the field. And he saw the tight end, Jason McConaughey, coming across the field on a deep dig route. Look at Cooley. Just jumped in at the last second. Good job reading the eyes as he rolled out, came back, and made the play to get off the field.
So now taking over the Rams. Miles Horn, the quarterback, to start things off. This is DeJuan Mickens around the left side. Took a pretty good hit. And he'll get maybe a couple. Take a look at the Rolesville offense, brought to you by Air Expert Seating and Cooling. Jay, who are the guys to watch?
Well, and Christopher Warren's going to be the running back tonight. We're going to see him get carries as well as the wide receiving group. They're going to take shots very deep. Noah Rogers committed to Ohio State. And then up front, it's going to be very important to have protection along the offensive line.
And Noah Rogers, he got looks by all of the premier programs around the country, committed to Ohio State back in June. And here's our referee for the night. It's Travis Keith. We saw him last week, 25-year veteran. And the first penalty goes against the Rams and holding. Remains 1st down. And Miles Horn gives it off. And not much up the middle. It's been a defense that has always been the calling card for Wake Forest over their domination over the last decade or so. Martez Smith on that tackle, number 58. Let's get to that Wake Forest defense, Jay, brought to you by Air Expert Seating and Cooling.
Well, very physical front seven. They're disciplined. They do a great job in run support. And this is a back end of the defense who's outstanding with Frank Williams, Lucas, and Day. Really veteran group.
And not much there off the right side. That is Christopher Warren. It'll bring up 3rd and long now for Rolesville. Now, we talked about Rolesville, very short week. They were taking on Knightdale last week, was scheduled to go Friday, but I know we have a national audience tonight. There was a mass shooting in that Knightdale area, and the game was postponed at about 12:30 on Friday in deference to the families and the victims. They then did play the game on Monday, had then a lightning delay at the end of the first quarter, and talking with Richard Shupin, he said he and his players didn't get back home until about 11:30 on Monday night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they practiced light, and they're back on it against one of the top teams in the state tonight. 3rd and long, and that one is overshot the intended receiver down the right sideline, incomplete. And it's 3 and out for the Rams.
Well, with that quick turnaround, the big key was making sure you got your body back for tonight, but also mental reps and making sure, going against this Wake Forest defense, that you really had a good week preparing through film study. And Richard Shupin is a quick turnaround, but his team is ready to play.
There is Michael DePasquale back to return the kick. So Wake Forest marched on the other side of the 50, turned it over on downs. And now Rolesville, after a 1st down penalty, facing a 4th and 20 and getting one player onto the field. A little injury that will take Tamarcus Cooley over to the sideline. Pressure coming, and the boot is off by Jackson Pierce, and a fair catch by DePasquale at the 46. Underway, the biggest game across the state tonight. Rolesville and Wake Forest, both undefeated in the next 6. The winner takes the inside track to the conference title. Halfway through the first, scoreless. One more week left in the regular season. The winner tonight that will dictate so much. Not only the NAC 6 title in their grips, but a very high seed moving in to the playoffs, which will kick off in just a couple of weeks. One possession aside, scoreless game. Wake Forest came on. Simmons, their quarterback. Little toss. This is DePasquale. Taps the gas, gets the corner. A little hip check out of bounds inside the 50-yard line, tackled by Jeremiah Bethel of Rolesville.
Wake Forest does such a good job with their deception in the running game with counters, power, the pitches to the outside, and Simmons gets the ball quickly over to DePasquale, and he's got the speed to get to the edge. This offense, it's so important, Patrick. The wide receivers to block downfield. They're very physical within that group.
That's it for the second time in 2 possessions. Wake Forest into Rolesville territory. Gain of about 4. Simmons, 3-step drop. Heaves it deep down the middle. And a penalty marker comes in. Overshot his intended target. Looking for Barrett again downfield. And there you see Reggie Love kind of with the hands in the position saying, I didn't grab him, I didn't touch him. We'll see what the call is from our referee, Travis Keith. He's going to get an offensive hold on Wake Forest and a defensive hold on Rolesville. They will offset.
Well, it's the second time tonight we've seen Wake Forest take the shot going to Barrett. There's one-on-one coverage. The safety's up in the box, and as the hold is being called there, again, they're going for the explosive plays. And Barrett with his height, 6'4", top-end speed, he's been a huge weapon for this offense.
Offensive alignment with a hole on Wake Forest. I believe they did nail Reggie Love before that pattern really went deep. DePasquale nowhere to go. Tried to reverse field and slipped. And was taken out for a big loss. That's Cameron Richardson for Rolesville covering him up.
You know, the senior's been great this season. Watch as 12 comes in from the backside. He just kind of hides there and then makes the play. Good job with his recognition. And we're going to see Rolesville move him around in the lineup. Plays linebacker, defensive end, standing up, just causing confusion. Very smart player and somebody that's been having a great career throughout his time.
That's a third down now, and about 13 here for the Cougars. I've not seen Wake Forest bashful about throwing the football so far tonight. 4 receivers in the formation. And a 4-man rush, but it gets there. Forces Simmons to improvise. Waves the receiver down the field. He'll throw back against the body, and he will connect with Barrett. Gets away, and Barrett inside the 35, and he will get a big first down for Wake Forest. The containment appeared to be there early, Jay, but it does look like a penalty marker is down, though. We'll see. Over on that Wake Forest sideline. Oh, tack 15 on top of that, Jay. What an enormous play that is.
Simmons, I mean, this is amazing. He initially looks over towards the left, feels the pressure, comes up in the pocket, then gets outside, and then uses speed. Here's going to be the penalty with the push. But how about him keeping his eyes up, finding Barrett as he's getting pushed? What an impressive play.
That was all Simmons, and good work by Barrett to kind of find himself back. He knew his quarterback was in trouble, just located an open territory, and Simmons got him the football. And that's going to be a net gain on that play of about 35 yards. It's now first down from the 20 for the Cougars. And a give through the left side, and unable to bounce free. That's Rico Alston for a couple of yards.
And Alston's been playing really well, averaging 9 yards per carry. Been a main force in this running, but Wake Forest has done a good job on first down, you know, picking up a couple yards, making it more manageable in second and third down situations.
So for the first time tonight inside the CFNC Red Zone, College Foundation of North Carolina helping plan, apply, and pay for college. Second down, we'll call it a short 8. Low snap, handled by Simmons, pushing through straight ahead. That's Armstrong. Never knocked off of his feet. Another late flag sailed about 20 yards into the air. And I think Rolesville a little overzealous here. A couple of big penalties against the Rams, and this looks like another one. That's at the very end of that fighting run by Armstrong. And it's another personal foul on the Rams, second on this drive.
Wake Forest going back to the ground game. It's continuing to push the pile.
Like maybe a grab of the face mask, and a little shove at the end of the play. I've seen worse. But it sets up now 1st and goal at the 5 for the Cougars. And let's go downstairs to Sam.
Yeah, guys, don't be surprised if we see Franklin Barrett continue to get more and more touches at the wide receiver position. I spoke to safety Nigel Lucas, his teammate. He said that Franklin has been the biggest surprise so far on the team this season. I thought he had no clue that he would be able to have this much success, but so far he has blossomed into a really strong talent this year.
Penalty marker comes in on 1st and goal, and this is going to go against the Cougars. So already 6 penalties we've seen combined in the first almost 8 minutes of this one. That'll push the Cougars back to the 10-yard line, still 1st and goal. Cougars only lost to Cardinal Gibbons in the 4th week of the season by 1 point, 10-9. One of the more recently storied programs in high school history here in Central North Carolina. Give for maybe a yard up the middle. That's Armstrong again, 2nd and goal. Reggie Lucas has seen it all. Almost 3 decades on the sideline for Wake. 14th year as the head man. 165-25 is his all-time head coaching record for the Cougars. He's actually a grad of the aforementioned Wake Forest Rolesville High School. Deep Pasquale finds some room on the right, cuts it back, and heads to the goal line, and marked a little short. And it'll be 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
Watch as Deep Pasquale finishes off the run. Follows the lead block. Outstanding job by 18, Rico Alston as well. Right on this doorstep of the goal line, but Wake Forest is so physical up on the offensive line. Also the running backs, the way they finish off the run, and they look for contact.
Boy, he just took on Jonathan Brown out of the defensive backfield. 3rd and goal. Deep Pasquale, 13 rushing touchdowns to lead the team, takes the carry, and there is number 14 for Deep Pasquale. From a yard out, and Wake Forest late 1st quarter has an early lead on Rolesville.
Well, good job on the ground. Deep Pasquale, this was his drive. He finishes it off. The right side of the offensive line clears out the path. Again, great job. Look at 74, Will Rowland leading the way. Nice job by the center, Caleb Giordani as well. That O-line really getting in a groove, and the way Deep Pasquale is running the football, he's just got a nose for the end zone.
And the extra point by Evan Helfrich is up and good. Well, a 1-yard touchdown run, but 2 personal fouls on that drive by the Rolesville defense really accelerated the opportunity for the Cougars. A couple of undefeated teams the next 6, and the Cougars on the road strike first. #14 touchdown of the season by Michael Deep Pasquale. Crabtree Mall touchdown. Crabtree Mall, your go-to destination for fashion and food for 50 years. Shop, dine, explore their 200+ stores and restaurants in the heart of Raleigh. With a little more on Deep Pasquale, let's go back to Sam.
Yeah, guys, had a chance to catch up with Mike Deep Pasquale before this game, and I asked him, who took you under your wing when you were a freshman at Wake Forest? And he said, Mikel Haywood, who currently plays at Navy right now. They overlapped 1 year, and Mike said that Mikel showed me all the plays, where I was supposed to be, taught me right from wrong, and we still stay in touch to this day. So Mikel Haywood, shout out to you for really making Mike Deep Pasquale the person he is today.
All right, AMU kickoff. Cooley returning, opens up the field, looking for a block, and darts close to the 30. So decent field position for the Rams. Have to imagine that we'll see Noah Rogers get a little bit more involved here for the Rams on their 2nd possession here. And we might even see a little bit of this man under center here tonight, Tavares Cooley.
Well, and for Wake Forest, their ground game really eats up a lot of clock, so he kept this offense over on the sideline that's littered with stars, especially at the wide receiving group, but Rolesville has to find a way to get the ball to Rogers.
2nd possession. Again to Miles Horn for Rolesville. Hands off Isaiah Jones for a couple. This Rolesville offense shaken up a little bit with the injury to Braden Atkinson a couple of weeks ago against Millbrook. So Horn go on Monday, get most of the snaps, but to Marcus Cooley, we were watching him in warm-up down on the field, get a little bit of time, some reps during practice in this short week for the Rams. We expect to see him as the quarterback at some point tonight. Horn again gives to Jones. He's swallowed up in the backfield, and once again, it's Martez Smith.
Nice job by this Wake Forest defensive line. Smith, along with Deshaun Grant, getting in the backfield. Grant's had such a good season coming off the edge and getting pressure.
There's a look at Deshaun Grant's cousin of Nigel Lucas. Nigel is the son of the head coach. On third down, across the middle, nice catch with the fingertips made right at the sticks. That's Rory Jones. Haven't had it. He's the most targeted wide receiver on this Rolesville team. That's his 17th catch and will be enough for a third down conversion.
And Jones just found the soft spot in the coverage. The zone defense knew where the marker was, just got enough.
On first down, Horn brought down across the 40. Short pickup there. Vance Day on the stop for Wake Forest. Final minute, opening quarter, 7-0 Wake Forest.
An interesting matchup. We talked about Noah Rogers. How's the Wake Forest defense going to cover him? Are they going to bring safety help over the top? How's he going to line up? What are they going to do to show him different looks?
That's Rogers, top of your screen, number 5. This will be another penalty on Rolesville. 5 in this opening quarter now. Rogers, 14 receptions, almost 400 yards, 8 touchdowns. I mean, he is one of the biggest play weapons across the state of North Carolina, frankly regarded by a lot of scouting publications as the top prospect in the class of 2023. There he is right there, number 5. Get a target his way. Horn looking his way. Rogers tries to get a step, drops in at the 30-yard line. Was he in or was he out? It's going to be ruled out of bounds.
He's going one-on-one with Zion Frink, committed to Old Dominion. This is a fun matchup. These two going at the ball sails. And his right foot was in initially. The ball hadn't hit his hands yet. And as he catches it, that left foot hits. Great call. He is out of bounds. But that's a tough throw, and good job by Horn getting the ball over the top. And you see the talent of Rogers.
Now 13 yards to go on third down. So Miles Horn, not a lot of reps on his portfolio over the course of this year, even fewer for Cooley if and when we see him tonight. Blitz coming, and the run blitz stuffs it behind the line of scrimmage, and it was Zane Williams who timed it impeccably. We'll force another punt from Rolesville as we get to the end of the opening quarter. Blew up that play and nowhere for Isaiah Jones to go. Done with one in the premier game across the state. Wake Forest on the road leads Rolesville 7-0.
Welcome back to Rolesville High School, and I've got a very special guest down here on the field. It is former star quarterback for the Rolesville Rams, Byron Brown. Byron, welcome back. You got a bye week this week down in South Florida as you're the quarterback there. What's it like coming back here to Rolesville?
Coming back is great. Just seeing all the guys that I used to play with and seeing them have their turn at it and just enjoying what I experienced for 4 years is just amazing, just being back.
And one guy you threw to quite a bit last year, Noah Rogers, who's committed to Ohio State. What was it like, and what was your chemistry like with him last season?
Our chemistry was great. I mean, I knew him since a little kid. We ran track together, played football against each other. Just throwing to him, he's going to make a play at all times. You put it in his vicinity, he's going to make a play and come down with it. So throwing to him is a great thing.
What's your favorite part about this Wake Forest-Rolesville rivalry?
My favorite part is we all played against each other growing up, so we know most of the guys over there. So it's a little trash talk here and there before and after the game, but at the end of the day, it's all love. So that's probably it.
Byron, thanks so much for your time, and good luck the rest of the season at South Florida.
Thank you so much.
Patrick, back to you.
All right, thanks, Sam. Well, these teams are very friendly, so to allow that extended interview with Byron, with Sam, a couple of back-to-back illegal procedure penalties on Rolesville to allow us to get the entire interview in, and now the punt and a fair catch made by Di Pasquale. And Wake Forest with a touchdown lead. What did you learn through the first quarter?
Well, the biggest key for Wake Forest is their running game right now. They're winning up front, getting it going, and they're keeping the Rolesville offense off the field, so they ate up the clock, won the time of possession, and then they're able to execute inside of the red zone.
Jay, you're talking a lot about with this short week for Rolesville. Again, they played on Monday against Nightdale. 3 full days to allow the body, the mind, and the spirit to recover before you take on one of the preeminent teams around the state. We've seen a lot of mistakes by Rolesville in the first quarter. They've had 8 penalties now. Is there any correlation between the two?
Well, I mean, you know, it's when you have a game that's such a quick turnaround, it's not only we get another penalty, it's not only recovering physically, but it's recovering mentally and coming back from that. And, you know, early on, there's just been too many mistakes, and both sides have had penalties. But for Rolesville, that was a factor. And that ball game was delayed, as you talked about, so it wasn't a normal game. They didn't get back till late, had school the next day, so this is even a quicker turnaround than it even sounds.
That's 8 penalties, and we have barely played 12 minutes, 8 on the Rolesville Rams. And this drive begins deep inside Ram territory, defending down by 7. This is Deshaun Grant. He's going to throw with the left hand. Is it on target? It is. He hits his cousin. Nigel Lucas makes the reception for a touchdown, but I think it's coming back. Penalty marker down. And this is going on Wake Forest. Oh, look at the reaction by Wake Forest. The offensive lineman Brady Cole kind of rips his head back, says, oh, that was a perfectly designed play, but all for naught. Travis Keith with the call, negating a cousin-to-cousin tailback to receiver touchdown. All because of an illegal man downfield, one of those offensive linemen.
That's frustrating because you had the defense, you hit them with the big play, it worked, but now for the offense, you got to regroup and start the drive again.
And you can't surprise him with that play again until maybe next year, right? Here's Di Pasquale after the penalty. Good hard run. Marker comes in late, right at the point of the tackle. And I would imagine this could be a face mask here on the Rams. Di Pasquale yet again running very hard.
Well, the penalties really are becoming a factor. I mean, right now, Wake Forest, you get a positive run, and then you tack on the extra yardage. And this has been a big factor as Di Pasquale continues to get more carries. He's getting strong. Watch this block by 2. I mean, that's amazing job being physical. Deshaun Grant clearing the path, and then you get the face mask.
Second time tonight we've seen a big rushing play with the penalty tacked on to the end. So now down to the 32-yard line. This is Alston. And Alston kind of nudged out of bounds. And some shoving on that sideline as well. Deshaun Grant mixing it up with one of the Rams. And another flag does sail in. We talked about the intensity in this rivalry, Jay. A lot of these kids play ball growing up through Pee Wee leagues and into junior leagues and now into high school, JV in some cases, so they know each other very well. They get amped up for games like these, but things are beginning to spin a bit out of control. This penalty going on to Wake Forest. Jay, you played in a lot of rivalry high school games, college games. How do you channel in and control all the extra emotion?
Well, it's interesting because this game, this is the one, right? This is a big one. But this conference is so loaded. Usually you have a rivalry game, you kind of gear up towards that, but each week is so important and each game means so much. So in this ball game,
the relationships from these guys knowing each other, how close the proximity is, what it means to the communities to win this game is very important. But when you're in this NAC conference, every game matters so much. So this is a big one nonetheless.
1st and 15, swings it out. This is Lucas, and he will sprint into the sideline for the Rams. Brings up 2nd down and moderate here for the Cougars.
And Nigel's had such a great season. 8 touchdowns on the offensive side, 6 interceptions, playing both ways. He'll be in the Shrine Bowl. Colleges are continuing to offer him, and I think he's going to have a great career at the next level.
2nd down and 8. Let's go downstairs to Sam.
Yeah, Nigel Lucas told me earlier this week when I asked him what position would you like to focus on at the next level. He said he hasn't decided yet. He's gotten offers from both the defensive and offensive side of the ball.
This is Grant down this sideline. Another good job of improvising by Simmons. And Grant will make that reception, carried down inside the red zone for a 1st down.
Nice job with the play fake. Rico Alston up the middle, and then Grant is a star linebacker. They get him out of the backfield. A good job with the deception, the play action, get the linebackers flowing forward and create an alley.
And so down to the 14-yard line inside the red zone, the CFNC red zone. College Foundation of North Carolina helping plan, apply, and pay for college. Deep Pasquale cuts it upfield, angles toward the end zone, and scores for the 2nd time tonight. 14 yards out. Michael DePasquale's 15th touchdown this year. 13-0 Wake Forest.
DePasquale looks so good tonight. The way he's running the ball, finishing off runs. Deshaun Grant, number 2. Follow your fullback. Goes right off his hip. Good job staying patient. The offensive line is winning in the trenches right now.
10:36 left in the 1st half, and now a 2-score lead for the visiting Cougars. And the extra point on the way, banged through. And it's a 14-0 Wake Forest lead. The offense churning through the Rams, and the Rams now to helping themselves with penalties. They've committed 9, which leads to a couple of these. Touchdown run by DePasquale. Cougars by 14. Hey fans, stay tuned for the Campbell University halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes participating school interviews with principals, highlights, and more. So stick around. Jay and I will be with you for the Campbell University halftime show. Campbell University, join us for open house on November 11th. And remember, undergraduate application is always free. Well, Jay, treating the fans during the commercial break here, Taylor Swift over the PA, and I know exactly what you did at midnight last night.
I know.
Downloaded the new Taylor Swift album.
I don't know any lyrics.
You're a big fan. Song they were playing, Shake It Off. That's what they're trying to do. A couple of touchdowns in arrears. Early 2nd quarter. Time for the AMU kickoff. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. This is Cooley trying to get away from an ankle tackle and cannot do it. Joseph Scrizzy, number 13, hanging around. That right ankle brought him down and takes down a big special teams weapon in Cooley.
There's 79, Karsten Cassidy. We talked about him in the open, committed to UConn, playing both ways. This is a physical group up front for Rolesville. They've got to get the running game going, Patrick, to open up the play action pass. But Cassidy is a big part of that game plan, playing right tackle.
This is Jordan Monroe running laterally and gives up some ground. And again, the Rolesville defense, that is the signature of this Wake Forest team. Jackson Briley, number 44, strung it out. And you're simply not going to beat this Wake Forest defense running east-west.
They're so fundamentally sound. They hold the edge. A great job bringing them down. There's 3-4 Cougar defenders there to help as well.
Now in 2nd out, quick little pass to the sideline that is brought in by Rory Jones. So it's about the 26-yard line. But here we're seeing Miles Horn. He's been at the controls of this Rolesville offense. Each of their 3 possessions, they each have resulted in punts. That we might see Tamarcus Cooley at some point. Now, if Cooley does come in, the question is, how thick will the playbook be? Marker dropped on the top side of the field. This is going to be against Wake Forest, offsides. They'll make a 3rd and 8, reduced to a 3rd and 3.
Noah Rogers down at the bottom of the screen, number 5, lined up against Zion Frink. He's committed to Old Dominion. It's a matchup to watch tonight.
4 receivers across the formation, showing blitz again, and that time a little too overzealous. Into the neutral zone, looked like Antoine Black, number 5, I believe. And now back-to-back offsides against Wake Forest gives Rolesville a 1st down. They were facing 3rd and 8. 1st down's been hard to come by for the Rams. They'll take this one. First, myspot.nc.gov, 1st down, your spot for COVID-19 protection.
Wake Forest shows blitz as Rolesville looks over to Richard Shuping for the play call. Looks like they're changing the call at the line of scrimmage.
There's a lot of cushion off those wideouts to the bottom of the screen. 1st out from the 36, and here come the Cougars blitzing again. Quick pass, intercepted on the left side, and grabbed by Williams down the sideline, taken down around the 20-yard line. Tavian Williams picks it off. Miscommunication between Horn and the receiver, and there's the 1st turnover of the game.
Well, 5th interception on the year by Tavian Williams. It's a quick game as the pressure is coming. Good job jumping in the passing lane. And now Williams sets up the offense with outstanding field position to start off the drive. And Wake Forest was showing that pressure, the interior rush, and that's what forced Horn to get rid of the ball quickly. It's a nice job by Williams, recognizing the pressure was coming and jumping in the passing lane, knowing it was going to be a hot route.
Well, the Cougars now can go for the kill shot early at the 21-yard line. This is a live play. Only about 2 players realized it was a live play. The center, the quarterback, and there might have been 1 on the Rolesville defense who realized that there was no penalty, no whistle. There were about 20 mannequins on the field in the snap right there, Jay.
Everybody was moving. They didn't call it.
I mean, I can understand we've had so many penalties here in the 1st half. 16 now. But watch this.
Hey, keep playing.
3 people out of the 22 on the field knew that was a live snap. Loss of about 4. 2nd down. DePasquale scrapes off the tackle and carries a couple of defenders out to about the 20. So 3rd and about 9 now for the Cougars, up by 14. Fathead still a thing?
They are. Hey, if you've got one up in the stands, if you're playing, you see your fellow students having one, it's great support.
3rd and 9 now for the Cougars, leading 14-0. Simmons, couple of fakes, throws right side toward the end zone, tipped away at the last moment. Beautifully done. Luis Rivera on the coverage, tipping that one away because that was about to split a couple of defenders there and reach up 4th down.
They're going to Jason McConigal, the tight end. He was on a corner route. Initially, he was open. There was contact. No flag thrown. It could have been a flag.
There's the lower body contact. Yeah, looks like Rivera kind of got that arm hit against the chest as well. So now 4th down, field goal unit on the field. So Evan Helfrich for about 27. Hold is down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And Wake Forest with 7:12 left in this opening half. 36-yard field goal by Helfrich. 17-0 Wake on the road on top of Rolesville. Good travel party for the Wake Forest Cougars here in Rolesville. High school is about 7 miles apart. And this Wake Forest team, you go back into the tail end of the last decade, they won, 45 games in a row, 3 state titles. 2016, 2017, and 2018. And in those 3 state championship wins, they gave up a total of 7 points.
Unbelievable.
A couple of shutouts and a 9-7 win over Vance in 2018. And then that 45-game winning streak was snapped in the opening week of 2019 by Cardinal Gibbons. And they become a team to reckon with across the state over the last half dozen years. AMU kickoff. It's on the way. Rolesville trailing by 17. And this will be returnable. And this is Cooley to the 20. Across the 30. Stutter step and out to the 38-yard line. Nice return there by Cooley. Just kind of jam that leg in the turf. Change in directions. Covered a lot of territory.
Yeah, he's committed to NC State. You see him on special teams making a play. And that was a nice cut. He's so athletic. He's a guy, offense, defense, he can do it all for the Rams.
And again, if we do see Cooley come in and quarterback, you don't expect a lot of throws from him, although we did see him throw it pretty well in warm-ups today. But look for him to be a problem on the ground, and he is in now for his first reps of the game, and he will fake, he will keep, and he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. And let's go down for more on Tamarcus Cooley. Here's Sam.
Yeah, this was about maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago on Game Time. I saw Tamarcus Cooley sitting down on the bench by himself, really locked in and just trying to mentally refocus. And you see that right here on this drive with that nice kick return close to midfield, and now he's out there at quarterback.
Yeah, he's been used sometimes as a tailback this year, only carried the ball 10 times, 8 receptions as a wide out. But again, these are his first real reps as a quarterback at high school. But he is one of their big playmakers, along with Noah Rogers. Picked up 1. Looking for a spark offensively here. Cooley fakes, sneaks through, spins away, and then took a vicious hit right around the 45-yard line. And still on his feet, finally put down. They will give him forward progress to 46. And that was a pretty vicious hit he took, and he got up and he was pointing at the guy who delivered it. It looked a little bit high near the helmet, didn't it?
He's so elusive. I mean, the whole defense was trying to stop him, and he was still able to find a way to break through a couple spin moves as well. And now it sets up a 3rd and 2.
Flexing out that left hand a little bit. 3rd and 2. We get 3 possessions for Rolesville, a couple of punts, and then an interception thrown by Horn on their last possession, which led to a field goal. 3rd and 2. And the give and the second effort by Isaiah Jones will be enough to move the chains.
Well, Jones, the misdirection, it was a counter. Initially got hit, but a good job just keeping his feet churning and picking up the first down.
So 5:08 left in this opening half. Timeout on the field. 17-0 is the Wake Forest lead. So they have moved on to Tamarcus Cooley as the quarterback for the Rams, and so far so good. First down keeps the drive alive. What does it mean for Wake Forest and how their defense, because they haven't had much time to game plan for Cooley?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, #1, stop the run. And they've done a good job thus far the whole ball game. They've got confidence in their secondary when they're lined up against these wide receivers. But with Cooley in the ball game, you figure it's going to be more of a running game. It's going to be important for the front of Wake Forest to get the penetration and help the linebackers out. Also, we've seen that interior blitz, Patrick, the linebackers for Wake Forest. They love their pressures. They've done a good job of shooting the gap and slowing down the running game.
You and I talked with Richard Shupin before the game about the quarterback situation here for Rolesville. Fill in the fans on what's happened with the Rams quarterback situation over the last 3 weeks.
Well, Braden Atkinson got hurt, the star sophomore quarterback. He's been hurt, and they've got a very talented player in Miles Horn. And with Cooley, he's the guy that brings another dimension. But this is a Rolesville group. When you have an injury, somebody has to step up, and that's the mindset. And this is an explosive offense, and you may have Atkinson out, but they may have to do it in different ways, and that's been the goal tonight.
All right, so Cooley near midfield. This will be his first high school pass if he cuts it loose. Sprints out, throws on the move to the sideline, incomplete. Pressure was there by Wake Forest D. That's the thing about this Cougar defense, right? I mean, if you drop back into the pocket, take 2 or 3 seconds and can't find an open receiver and try to scramble, they're so quick on the edges, they keep contained, they rarely give you opportunities on the scramble.
And their discipline as far as their gap assignments, their alignment, everything they do, they play as one. And they're so aggressive, there's no hesitation when they're going after the ball.
This is the real question now for the Rams on throwing downs. What will the passing game look like? And the passing game looks like this. Cooley on the keeper, finds his seam, tumbles forward, and points forward for the first down.
They need one of those explosive plays, and this could be a first down. Zone read, and Cooley just takes off. And he is so elusive in open field situations. If you can get him to the second level, he's going to have big plays.
And myspot.nc.gov, first down, your spot for COVID-19 protection. Well, that's the different dimension that DeMarcus Cooley brings to this Rams offense. And to about the 34-yard line as this drive continues. Rolesville does get the football on the other side of halftime. Cooley, hands off. Jones stretches back to the line of scrimmage. Late marker comes in. Aaron Reynolds on the stop. There's going to be a shot block going against Rolesville. 10 first half penalties on the Rams.
And there's the chop block against Williams. Again, Wake Forest showing the late pressure. It's caused problems for the offensive line at Rolesville. Ivan Brazo, the defensive coordinator, being very aggressive and really picking the right times to bring that pressure. It feels like it's going to be a running play. He's bringing the linebackers up.
That's the third major infraction against the Rams, and this one really nullifies or at least slows down this best drive of the night for the Rams. Back to midfield. First down and 25. See how aggressive the defense is for the Cougars. They sniff out the run. They sniff out Cooley. Driven back, took an extra hit, and he was whistled down before that ball came out of there. You see Cooley asking Travis Keith for how about a late hit on the quarterback right there, but that's not coming.
15, Andre Evans staying at home. And then along with his teammate coming to clean up the play, Aaron Reynolds. Those two really working together well. Now, first and 25, you set yourself back even further.
You lost at 5 more. This first drive by Cooley was looking so productive and promising only a couple of plays ago. Now this is going in reverse quickly. Need to reach the 25-yard line of the Cougars. Cooley looking to throw, heaves it down the left sideline. He wants Rodgers, a leaping effort, kicked away, incomplete, and no flags. Tavion Williams, number 4 on the coverage. Pretty well thrown ball there by Cooley, looking for his big play guy.
Yeah, they're looking for the shot play, being aggressive one-on-one coverage.
What do you think?
Well, there's contact. Yeah, that left arm, yeah, that was a hold along his hip.
And it was an extended hold. It was a couple of steps. And yeah, Richard Shuping felt like there should have been a pass interference there.
Well, and I think for Rolesville, you just have to take those shot plays to Rodgers and hope that he'll come down with it or get the penalty, but they need to continue to try to highlight him and get him the ball and give him opportunities.
And another penalty marker comes in before Cooley can get the play off. That's delay of game on Rolesville.
And you have to give a lot of credit to the secondary for Wake Forest. They're changing their coverages. Nigel Lucas is moving down to the slot, back to free safety. He's got 6 interceptions on the year, and he's an eraser in the back end. Such a great player, along with the cornerbacks, Vance Day, there's Williams as well. Those guys doing a nice job in coverage.
This is 3rd and 35. Across the middle, short, and that is incomplete. It was in a massive coverage. And looking for Mickens right there. So 4th down, although a couple of first down runs by Cooley got them in a pretty good field position in Wake Forest territory, but a couple of major penalties knocked them backwards. And 4th and 35, you don't see that often.
Yeah, you have the penalties and then the sack as well. They were showing signs. You figured on that drive that they needed some points. They needed something positive to happen. They just weren't able to get into the rhythm after the first few plays. And now Wake Forest can get the ball back with 2 timeouts, still plenty of time.
Deep Pasquale back to return the kick. Wake Forest leading 17-0. Final moments of this opening half. And Wake got a running start. Looking to block the kick, though. Zane Williams, number 30, mistimed it. But when you're sitting 4th and 35 as a defense, you can afford to take a couple of gambles like this. You could do that 5 more times.
Yeah, you can't. You don't want 5 more times, but you could. But I'll tell you what, that moves you back as far as potential field position as well.
Yeah, Reggie Lucas not amused. And the punt, decent. And takes a very good Rolesville bounce. Those inside the 10 and down at the 7-yard line. 50-yard kick. Excellent bounce, and Rolesville a bit out of jail. And their defense will come on the field trailing by 17. A reminder, folks, stay tuned. The Campbell University Halftime Report. This week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes. We'll get to some interviews with participating school principals, highlights, and more. Campbell University, join us for our open house on November the 11th. And remember, undergraduate application is always free for future Camels. 17-0, Wake Forest leading. And Simmons will give Deep Pasquale a couple of touchdown runs in this first half. Takes it to about the 10.
All right, for the Rams, we'll see how they decide to use their timeouts. But if you can get a couple of stops, you could have time to get the ball back. Wake Forest picks up positive yardage on first down, but again, how's Rolesville going to play this end-of-half situation where they could potentially maybe get one more shot at it on the offensive side?
I think it's all contingent on this play. 2nd and 7. And off Deep Pasquale, wrapped up in the backfield and dropped for about a 5-yard loss. Bursting in, Carson Cassidy, number 79.
The big defensive lineman, zone read, comes off the edge. Great job with recognition. And the big man making the play for the tackle for loss.
Well, I thought if they had a big defensive play for the Rams, I would have thought that Richard Shupin would have taken a timeout to conserve some time, but the clock's still ticking down. 3rd and 11 now for Wake Forest. Now we'll see if the Cougars keep it on the ground or throw.
Yeah, and for the Cougars, protect the football. You're backed up. Be very careful.
Simmons gives it off. And Deep Pasquale tripped up, maybe got a couple of yards. And now will the Rams take a timeout? And they will. So that will leave the Rams with 1 timeout plus a minute 22. Well, take it back. They did not. Clock stopped for a moment. And now we do get whistles. And a timeout has now been taken with 1:15 by the Rams. They lost about 7 seconds there.
Well, they were calling for the timeout. The referee just couldn't hear them. We'll see if they add more time to the clock. But now an opportunity for the Rolesville Rams. Hey, guys, listen, we got to get some points on the board. That's their mindset for Reggie Lucas and his squad. 1:15 to get back to the halftime break, and been playing very well thus far.
17-0 Wake Forest leading Rolesville. All right, you're in that Rolesville huddle here. Are you coming after this kick, Jay, or playing punt return field position and trusting Cooley to get a couple of first downs and at least 3 on the board?
I'm playing punt return here. I don't want to risk getting a penalty. I'm going to play the return. And then again, you're going to have plenty of time here with where you potentially will get field position. But I'm going to play the return, play it safe, give my offense one more opportunity.
And we'll see who Rolesville sends back to return the kickoff. It's going to be Cooley. He's been playing on defense. He's now their quarterback, and he's still on the field as the punt returner. And this punt will come from the very back of the end zone. And Williams gets it off, takes a couple of hops. Cooley will collect and move it back across the field, looking for a block, but he's brought down nicely. It's Deshaun Grant again. He's had some big plays for the Cougars tonight.
And as Cooley picks this up, he's trying to get around the edge to the field. Watch as Grant with speed. That's such an important play to bring him down there. All right, and now the offense. 1:05 left on the clock. Still plenty of time to get a drive going.
All right, so coming off the sideline, Cooley and the Rolesville Rams. 17 points down. But now it's going to be Miles Horn, number 15, who's back on the field for Rolesville. I've seen a lot of offensive productivity in this first half with him running this offense. 4 receivers. Monroe in motion. Horn dances right. Pressure coming. And he will toss this one out of bounds. 58 seconds left, second down. Jay, is this a matter of Horn, his ability to go deeper into the playbook is the reason why you have him on the field with 50 yards out and a minute to go?
Well, I think, you know, with his ability, he's a young player, but he can throw the football, and he's been playing quarterback all season long. Cooley, you know, he's been in different positions. He has the ability to play quarterback. They need him on the outside as another weapon along with Noah Rogers. But I think this is going to be something that they just have to get into the flow of the ball game and see. But I think right now with Horn, he's got to be your guy to get the ball down the field through the air.
And second down with 58 seconds to go. Horn lines him up. Looking Cooley's way into the sideline. There's the grab. Cooley tries to make a move and can't get away from Williams. Clock will stop though. Pickup of 13. And that will be a Rolesville first down.
A perfect throw from Horn. There's a deep out. Cooley runs an outstanding out route. Good job now moving down the field.
All right, quickly, clock running, 45 seconds left. Horn, a couple of pump fakes, throws back and almost connected around the 33-yard line off of the hands of Noah Rogers.
Wake Forest defensive backs have been very physical tonight. Good job at the line of scrimmage, getting their hands on the wide receivers for Rolesville. Just couldn't bring it in. Going against Vance Day, number 3. Good job in coverage.
That's a pass that Rogers feels he would have to grab. Second down. 41 seconds left first half.
Wake Forest showing pressure. Number 30, Zane Williams. Watch Grant as well, coming off the edge.
And here comes Williams again. He's picked up. A lob left sideline. Cooley, did he bring it in? A one-handed catch. He was out of bounds, but a marker is down. If ever you see a highlight play on a reception that won't count, that's it. He one-handed that, landed out of bounds, dealing with interference on top of that. I would like to see that again.
And that's what you do. Give your wide receiver a shot. Wow. Well, that'll be on the highlight reel no matter what. Unbelievable.
Look at this again. With the right hand.
He hawked it.
And then brought it in, cradled it. I mean, it was 3-4 feet out of bounds, but still, that's a thing of beauty. Back to live action. Horn throws to the end zone. Once Rogers tipped away. Batted out of there. Looked like Vance Day got in there. Another marker is down, though, and this is in the vicinity of pass interference again. Look at
triple coverage.
If you could read Noah Rogers' gesture right there, he said that's the second time there should have been pass interference and a ball my way.
But now we see Rolesville taking shots, Patrick, and I think that's what you have to do. You've got big play wide receivers, just give them opportunities. Triple coverage, there's the hold. Really, it wasn't even necessary. This is many guys back there in the secondary for Wake Forest, but that's what happens. You feel the pressure of Rogers.
Well, now here we are for the Rolesville Rams. 2 timeouts left. You have 30 seconds, plenty of time here at the 11-yard line. And you get the football on the other side of halftime. I mean, right now, this is the most confidence that this Rolesville Ram offense has had, thanks to Noah Rodgers and to Marcus Cooley back in his familiar wide receiving slots. We see some very well thrown balls here by Miles Horn on this drive. Rolesville still 2 timeouts. And a marker dropped again. This is going to be a false start on Rolesville.
Well, as an offensive lineman, it's tough when you feel those linebackers creeping up just to hold at the line of scrimmage, and that's been a factor tonight. It's all the different looks and pressures that the Cougars are showing.
And we're going to get a timeout by Wake Forest after that penalty charge against Rolesville. Starting to see some signs of life and confidence for the Rams offense. But the last 2 drives now, this one included, big plays and then big penalties have forced them back. And then you're sitting 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, and you get a procedure penalty to push you back. You need minimum 3. You really do need 7 on this possession to close out the half.
Well, and for Rolesville, there's been areas they're going to have to address at the halftime break. Stopping the run, the penalties. But if you can get a touchdown here, make this a 10-point deficit, that's going to do a lot for your confidence. And I think they found something on this drive. It's going through the air. And even though Wake Forest coverage has been great, Rolesville's been testing them, taking shots and opening things up. It's paid off with the penalties. And I think in the second half, we'll see them be more aggressive through the air. And for Wake Forest, how about this first half? On the road against your rival, you've been winning time of possession up front in the trenches. They need to stop here.
And field position as well. Here we go. First down and 15 from the 16-yard line. Still 2 timeouts for the Rams. Horn retreating, throws over the middle. Good grab made by Mickens to the goal line, spins away, driven back. Short of the goal line, might though have enough for a first down. I think they'll mark him at the 1. Terrific throw again by Horn, and coming across the middle is always the high-paid guys, right, at the upper levels.
A nice play by Mickens. Watch Nigel Lucas just stonewalls at the goal line. Outstanding job staying low, making the play. Grant coming in as well, but it saves the touchdown. Mickens gets free, and then look at the hit right there, saving the touchdown by Lucas. Grant as well, outstanding defense.
That's a weight room tackle right there by the coach's son. Rolesville takes one of its 2 remaining timeouts. It is now a 1st and goal. The ball just inside the 1-yard line, so 1 timeout left for Rolesville. 21.3 to go. Now it's an interesting case in terms of what plays can you run. If you run and get stopped, you probably still have enough time to get another one off, but how are they working through this on the sideline for the Rams?
And you've got wide receivers on the outside that you have faith in. You can always throw the fade and then go back to the running game with that timeout. But you're right, if you run the ball, you've got one of those, and if you don't get in, you're going to have to use the timeout, and then it's got to be through the air. So I wouldn't be surprised if they throw the ball on this now.
All right, so here comes Rolesville off of the sideline. Isaiah Jones has the most rushing touchdowns on this Rolesville team with 8. He's wearing number 2. Where will they go, on the ground or through the air? Cooley goes in motion. Penalty marker down, driving to the end zone and in, but I think this one's coming back. And it will be another penalty on Rolesville. So Thomas gashed it in. And the marker was thrown. It was not a dead ball penalty, but now an explanation to the sideline by Travis Keith.
Well, now you've got to throw it. See the penalty.
Is that what it was? That little step back by Horn?
The step back.
It seemed to be the unusual gesture there. They're calling it an illegal shift on Rolesville. So that move was the football to the 6. 16 seconds left, so you lose some time. And now you're right, you almost have to go through the air here.
We've seen Wake Forest, again, we talk about the pressures. down on the goal line, they've been very aggressive. This is a passing situation. Yeah, they're crowding the box. Here they come.
All right, from the 6, Horn, quick release. Cooley can't make that one-handed catch. A little bit high and behind him. But 2nd and goal. You only lost 2 seconds there on that play.
A double A-gap pressure.
And one more flag. And this will also go on Rolesville, a legal man downfield. That's hard to do on a play like that, on a pass play like that. Usually it's a screen. 14 first-half penalties on Rolesville. And again, Jade, moving in reverse. And they got some footing and some traction offensively. 2nd and goal from the 11.
One-on-one coverage with Cooley down against Williams on the bottom of the screen.
Horn looks across the middle, underthrown and incomplete. 3rd and goal.
Outstanding coverage, yeah. It was Nigel Lucas against Rogers in the slot. Wake Forest so tough inside of the red zone.
Now, Rolesville's going to get they're really going to use these 16 seconds, right? Back at the 11-yard line. 2nd and goal. Horn throws over the middle. It's grabbed but caught around the 1. And will Rolesville call a timeout here? The clock's still running. Now they do call that final timeout. Richard Shupin sprints it onto the field. Signaled for a timeout with 4.7 left. The reception made by Cooley, but again, Wake Forest makes the tackle at the 1.
Yeah, single receiver side. Williams on the slant route comes over and knocks him down about the 1-yard line. And now, I mean, 1 play left. I mean, this is going to be it.
Well, Richard Shupin, he's been with this Rolesville program 5 years. This is the first year he's been the head coach. And I asked him before the game, I said, what's been the biggest difference? He said, well, all the decisions. And he's talking about these kind of decisions here. You're 3 scores down. You put up no points, you're really in trouble in the second half. If you go for a touchdown and do not get it, you're in trouble. Do you take the 3 on 3rd and goal, knowing this might be the last play, or are you going for the touchdown here?
Well, this is a team that they've had so much confidence in execution-wise, and I think this is a play where you guys send a message to the team, hey, we're scoring a touchdown. And also, I don't think 3 points will be a big dent into this deficit. I think you have to get a touchdown in this situation, and they're sending the offense out on the field.
Yep, and it looks like they're also going to send Cooley in as the quarterback because they called Horn back to the sideline. So Cooley, this ball may not leave his hands here.
Watch Cooley rolling out to the right.
So Cooley, the wide receiver, some motion at the bottom of the screen by Mickens. No flag dropped. Cooley sprints hard, tucks it in, heads to the end zone, and he is down. As the ball came out, and the Wake Forest Cougars get the goal line stand. Inches from the goal line, the Rams parried away.
The pressure came up the middle. Cooley looks like he's going to get there. And again, right at the goal line. Zane Williams, 30, making the play. They're going to mark him short.
Well, he just had a hunch that ball was never going to leave his hand. The ball was knocked out of his hand as he approached the goal line. Knee may have been down anyway, but the officials said, nope, down, down, down by contact, no fumble. There was motion at the bottom of the screen. I can't believe that wasn't called. And as it turns out, it would have been a 15th penalty. Rolesville would have taken it because they would have had another chance to get points on the board. Well, the Wake Forest Cougar defense again comes up big. And let's go downstairs to Sam.
Coach Lucas, what was your biggest takeaway in that first half from your team up 17-0?
I think the 0 on the scoreboard is huge for us. And what a great stand right here. We was a little confused, emotions high, but these kids dug in and got to stop right. And that's huge for us.
2 quarterbacks have been used on the Rolesville side, and Tamarcus Cooley, a guy that provides a little bit more running ability. What's your game plan second half with those 2, Miles Horn and Tamarcus Cooley?
Without specifically talking about the game plan, we knew that was going to happen, so we prepped for that in practice. We just can't lose control out there. We just got to do what we do at Wake Forest, and we'll be okay.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
You're welcome.
All right, the Campbell University halftime report comes your way next. Wake Forest right now, impressive 17-0 lead over Rolesville. Campbell University halftime report. Stand by. Next. $17-0 Wake Forest over Rolesville. You're watching the Campbell University halftime report, and now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson is Season Atkinson.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. From Wake Forest High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Vance Day. Vance is a 3-year varsity football starter, 2-time NCH SAA State Playoffs Player of the Week, and carries a 4.13 GPA. Vance is a National Honor Society candidate and serves the community through Tri-Area Ministries, Family Promise, and Promise Keepers. From Rolesville High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Daniel Suter. Daniel is a 3-sport athlete, a 2-time academic all-conference, a member of the 2021 state championship runner-up Rolesville football team, and carries a 4.35 GPA. Daniel is Vice President of National Honor Society, a member of National Achiever Society, and a Fellowship of Christian Athletes Leader. Daniel also serves the community through Rolesville Youth Leadership Program and through food drives fighting homelessness.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson, injured in Iraq, call the heavy hitters.
And once again, congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes. Now we're down on the field, and it is my privilege to be joined by the principal of Wake Forest High School. It is Patty Hamler. And Patty, it's been quite the growth from when you first took this job as the principal 10 years ago. In what areas have you seen this school, Wake Forest, grow the most?
The attendance, of course, the enrollment has grown. We're up to 2,100 students, even with the split. We've done a lot of relationship building and family building since the split to make sure that we have our own identity. And we're not Wake Forest Rolesville, but we're just Wake Forest High School.
Tell us a little bit about your background in education and why you chose Wake Forest.
I am a people person. I am a person that believes in academics, athletics, and all of that makes a student. I am truly big into the relationship building. I've done middle school, I've done high school, I've been doing it all for 41 years.
Ms. Hamler, thanks so much for your time and enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
All right, the Campbell University halftime report rolls on after this 17-0 lead for Wake Forest over Rolesville. Campbell University halftime report rolls on. We're back down on the field, and I'm so glad to be joined by the principal of Rolesville High School. It is Phelan Perry. And Phelan, you just got this job a couple of years ago as the principal. What has been the biggest reason why you took this job, and what makes this community so special here in Rolesville?
So the reason I took this job was the opportunity to see this place grow. It's a great group of kids, great group of staff members, and the community is just so involved and immersed in the school. There's just a huge opportunity for this place to grow. And you know, what better place to be? It's just a great place to be.
Phelan, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, we'll now toss it over to Jay Sonhalter, who has an interview with one of our sponsors, West Shore Home.
Welcome back to the field. We're here with Jacob Wirtz from West Shore Home. Jacob, you've been such a great partner of Friday Night Rivals. Why is it so important for West Shore Home to be partnered with us?
Well, I'm personally excited to be at football on a Friday night. Everybody loves football. It's a staple of America. At West Shore Home, we have core values, one of which is getting better every day. So it's really exciting to see all the kids, the coaches, even the cheerleaders, doing their best to leave it out on the field, and that's just what it's all about, community, bringing everybody together.
What does it mean for West Shore Home to be so involved with the community?
It means everything to us. We're not just a company that goes out there and makes money. We love to give back to the community, and one of the best ways to do it is actually go around town and be a part of what's so important to all these families here tonight.
We appreciate your partnership and look forward to a great second half.
I'm excited. We'll see how it goes.
We'll send it back to the booth. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jay. Halftime score, Wake Forest 17, Rolesville nothing. Inside track to the NAC 6 conference title to the winner tonight. Getting ready for the second half. Wake Forest on the road, leading Rolesville 17-0. Patrick Enos, Jay Sohnhalter back with you. And Jay will take a look at some first half stats. Biggest one, though, is thrown up by that Wake Forest defense, no points.
Yeah, and that's been huge. The defense has played outstanding. Now the penalties for both sides, you know that was addressed at the halftime break. But down in the trenches, Wake Forest defensive line, the front seven, is limiting the rushing attack for Rolesville. In the second half, Rolesville has to find a way to get some explosive plays.
Right, Rolesville gets the football when we come back. Third quarter action, 17-0 Wake Forest. 17-0 lead for Wake Forest. About to begin the third quarter here in Rolesville. Both teams undefeated in the NAC 6. Inside track to the conference championship to the winner tonight. And let's go downstairs to Sam, who had a chance to catch up with the Rolesville first-year head coach Richard Shuping. Sam, what did he have to say?
Yeah, Coach Shuping basically said as far as the quarterback position is concerned, he's going to continue to utilize both guys, Miles Horn and Tamarcus Cooley. I said, what impressed you the most about Tamarcus Cooley at the quarterback position? He said, obviously he can run, but we've got to shore up some things in the passing game, and that'll keep him out there on the field. And then he said, our guys are committing too many penalties. We have to cut down on penalties in the second half if we're going to have a chance to win this game.
14 in the first half. And Jay, what are you looking for immediately from Rolesville?
Well, I mean, the number one thing is to come out with emotion. During the halftime break, you could tell they were getting fired up. The team coming out here in the second half, they need to get some big plays. They need to win the first 5 minutes and get something going as far as momentum in their way. And Cooley, he's the guy with the ball in his hands. He's so dangerous. He's got to find a way to get something in open field situations and take off. But Wake Forest right now, they're just doing everything right, protecting the football, playing a clean game, and I think Rolesville also needs to create some turnovers as well.
How does Rolesville get Noah Rogers involved?
Well, I think you got to get him going on jet sweeps, screen plays, something where it's easy looks to get him the ball out on the perimeter. You don't necessarily have to go deep with him. Just find him ways to get the ball in the running game or quick passing game.
All right, so we are about ready to begin this third quarter. Wake Forest 7-1 overall, unbeaten in the NAC 6 at 3-0. And in their first 8 games of the season, only 2 opponents have scored more than 10 points in a game against them. And they've shut out Rolesville through the first 24 minutes. Ready for the American Military University kickoff. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. And this one will be collected around the 5-yard line and returned across the 20, down to the 40-yard line, moving through. There is Noah Rogers, a big return. His first productive touch of the game for the Rams. Kickoff return to the 45.
And they've got to get him touches. I mean, plain and simple, on special teams, he's back there, and look at how explosive he is. One cut, and he's up the sideline.
Commanders, though,
again, jet sweeps in the running game. And this defensive line is getting pressure against Rolesville, and Horns having to get rid of the ball quickly. Find 5 on slants, quick outs, whatever it takes to get him the ball.
We'll see if that gives the spark to the Rolesville offense that they need. Best starting field position of the game for the Rams. And on first down, they hand off to Isaiah Jones, spun forward for about 4. And it is Miles Horn back as the quarterback for the Rams. He started the game with the first 3 possessions, 2 punts, an interception. Then they turn it over to Tamarcus Cooley. But I think we figured out down the stretch that this is it's a much more dangerous Rolesville offense with Rogers on one side, Cooley on the other, and having Miles Horn lead the offense as the quarterback.
And Nigel Lucas lined up against Rogers. Those 2 star seniors going one-on-one down the bottom of the screen.
Called a gain of 4. And And Horn looking left, now turns across the middle, fires a dart to about the 43-yard line. And the reception is made. And that catch to Jordan Monroe, and it'll be a first down for Rolesville.
And nice job initially, Horn looking over towards Rogers. He was covered, and then they go back to Monroe over the middle of the field. Good job by the O-line protecting, and then Horn finding his open wide receiver.
NCDPS first down. And the Rams now break off a nice run. This is Jones, dances away, sidesteps one, and gets tackled from behind by Antoine Black, saving a touchdown. Down to the 12 goes Jones.
Good job by Jones with the jump cut. O-line, hat on a hat, gets pushed, make one man miss, and then there's the cut. Looking good on this drive.
Quick snap, back to Jones, off the right, races forward, and diving into the end zone. How's that for a statement for the Rams? 81-second drive, covering 55 yards. Started by the kickoff return by Rogers, and the payoff on the 12-yard scamper by Isaiah Jones.
And here we go. Rolesville Rams first half did not go their way. They come out here with a spark, more energy, emotion. It's exactly what they needed.
And the extra point tried. Cuts it to 10. Game on. So the message received by the Rams after a fury of words at intermission, and the offense takes notice, and the Rams are right back in it, down 17-7. 12-yard touchdown run by Isaiah Jones. It's an 81-second drive for a touchdown. Crabtree Mall touchdown. Crabtree Mall, your go-to destination for fashion and food for 50 years. Shop down and explore their 200-plus stores and restaurants in the heart of Raleigh. That was the catalyst the Rams needed, right, Sam?
Yeah, it's getting absolutely wild down here, Patrick. And I know I spoke to Byron Brown earlier in this game, the former star quarterback for Rolesville, but he's using his bye week to motivate his team right now, his former team. He's literally running around, tapping everybody on the helmet and providing a ton of motivation, and specifically to the two quarterbacks, Tamarcus Cooley and Miles Horn. So it came at a good time for Byron Brown to have a bye week at his college, South Florida.
And Richard Shubin might be saying, hey, Byron, what do you think we had to run the next series here? What do you see?
He was so good.
Yeah, real treat. And great to have him spend his bye week back up here at home with his family and checking in on the big rivalry game. Short kick with intent. This drive begins to 41 for Wake Forest. Coming back to it, that's Barrett for Wake Forest. And the ball, though, springs loose, and diving onto is Rico Alston, saving possession for the Cougars. What a break. First time all game, Wake Forest puts the ball on the deck.
It's a quick hitch. Good job by Barrett, making one man miss, and then the ball comes loose. I believe that was down the ground. It was Jeremiah Bethel, middle linebacker, the senior, stripping it loose.
So the 42-yard line on the NCDPS first down. Simmons. First option wasn't there. Now he will heave toward the end zone, and it is broken up and nearly picked off by Tamarcus Cooley. Got both hands on it. He was the inside receiver, it appeared. Penalty marker down. And it's going on Wake Forest. This will push the Cougars back 10. After that superlative one-handed grab out of bounds that Cooley made earlier in the game, I mean, if he could get one-handed ball, to me, I think he should catch it. He got two on this one and couldn't quite bring it in. Was it knocked out of his hands? You never know. Second, back to live action. And Pasquale tumbled forward near midfield for a couple.
It just feels like Rolesville You know, that first half was not their half. And there's more emotion, more energy. Of course, they got the touchdown, which helps out, but they just came out with more of a spark, that back against the wall mentality so far in the second half. But they need to continue to gain this momentum on the defensive side, but they have to stop the run. That was the key. Too much yardage given up on the ground from Wake Forest. Carson Cassidy playing both ways. He's a big key along the defensive line.
Yeah, Russ Sykes off that D-line for the Rams just hobbled off the field. Second down and 18. Three-man rush. Simmons weaving. Throws against the body. Incomplete. Nobody close to it. And it's third down now for the Rolesville Rams defense.
For Wake Forest, again, third and long coming up. Be careful, Simmons. No turnovers in this situation. If you don't pick it up here, potentially punt and pin back Rolesville to go the length of the field, but protect the ball. That's the #1 key.
Well, this has been a loose beginning to this second half for Wake Forest. Not only do they give up the quick touchdown, they nearly fumbled it away. Alston dove on it. They nearly threw an interception in and out of the hands of Cooley. Now facing a 3rd and 18. Pressure coming from the backside. Simmons tries to escape and tosses it out of bounds. Best defensive stand for Rolesville in the game. And boy, the energy level has been ramped up for the Rams.
It's Cameron Richardson, number 12, coming off the edge, flying into the screen, applying the pressure, and Simmons very wise just to get out of the pocket and throw it away.
Tavion Williams is on to punt it away for Wake Forest. Simmons under a lot of pressure on that drive. And Noah Rogers back to return. Moving forward now. Williams will finally boot it away. And this will land at the 25, take a very comfortable roll for Wake Forest, and down at the 10. 8:43 left third quarter, 17-7 Wake Forest. Rolesville back on offense. Folks, a reminder, stay tuned during the fourth quarter tonight. Jay and I will have the Harris Teeter scoring drive of the game. Your Vic card saves you on fuel, food, and more. Again, that'll come up in the fourth quarter. 17-7. Rolesville shut out in the first half. After a big kickoff return by Noah Rogers set things up. The payoff by Isaiah Jones. And now the defense gets the hold. And off to the right side, trying to turn the corner. That's Thomas. He'll be strung out for a gain of a couple.
For Rolesville, you see what the Cougars are trying to do in the first half. What adjustments are you going to make? I think in the running game, you have to get to the outside. There's been so much interior pressure. Try to get to the outside. Then, of course, in the passing game, you don't necessarily have to take deep shots, but quick passes to the outside where the pressure doesn't get to Horn.
Second out, blitz coming. Through the first double, this is trouble. Marker is down though, stepping through, that's Thomas. Good run out beyond the 30 to the 33. It's first down yardage if it holds, but this one is likely going against the Rams again. And another hold, 15th penalty of the night on Rolesville. And this might be a hold against maybe a wide receiver. There's Rory Jones kind of contesting that call.
See at the top of the screen, Jones battling. I mean, there's a little tug right in front of the official.
Flag worthy?
I mean, to me, you can almost call a flag on every play. I mean, when it's right in front of you, you're going to call it. But again, there wasn't a lot there. But the key for Rolesville is you've had all these penalties. You can't let it be the chance. Like, you have to play clean. You have to let go because these penalties affected you in the first half. In order to come back, you've got to clean it up.
Back inside the 10. Little jostling around the line of scrimmage, and nowhere to go for Thomas.
All right, now, and conversely for Horn in this situation, you're backed up. You've got to protect the football. You can't have a turnover in this situation. If you don't pick it up, you've got to trust your special teams, but you can't give an easy turnover to this Wake Forest defense that's been so good tonight.
Third down, big play for the Rams. Horn to the sideline and in and out of the hands, looking for Thomas out of the backfield. And it will be fourth down now for the Rams. They will kick it away. Trailing by 10. About 5 minutes gone by in the third.
I know, frustrating for Rolesville. You don't get a drive going, but still plenty of time. Again, just no turnovers, clean up the penalties. And you can live with special teams coming out and doing their job. But you just have to relax and know that, hey, we still have a long half. We've got to chip away at this lead.
Pasquale back to return the punt. And on that third down play, it's interesting. It goes to probably the third or fourth option on the field with Thomas. Didn't look Rodder's way, didn't look Cooley's way. Wake Forest shutting those options down. And the punt is away. Pasquale fair catches it at the 40-yard line. So premium field position for the Cougars, up by 10. More than 5 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Frankly, this is really where we saw a lot of that first half for Wake Forest.
We've got a short field. Again, the goal here, we need more points, but also Wake Forest, when they had their success in the first half, it was when they used the clock. They won the time of possession. They ran the football, kept Rolesville's offense over on the sideline.
Here's Pasquale, sprints in right, turns it upfield. He gets inside the 40. Not a lot there, maybe a yard.
Pasquale's had such a great career for Wake Forest. Numerous years, he's been over 1,000 yards, the #1 option on the offensive side, and they've had so many good tailbacks at Wake Forest, and he's one of the best.
And how about that beware of dog? You see that? Protection around the lower back. He's been a Bulldog in this program for a few years now. Trying to get away, that's Alston. Stays on his feet and carries a couple of defenders into the sideline. And gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. I will say this about the Rolesville defense. It took a pretty strong tongue lashing at halftime from their defensive coordinator to show some energy, show some emotion, make heavy hits. Kind of showed their defensive identity, and they have so far in this third quarter.
And Adam Thomas, the defensive coordinator, was firing them up. And they're playing much better, especially against the run. Now, 3rd and 10 situation. The secondary has to know where the sticks are. You can't allow anything over your head. Keep everything in front.
I need the 30-yard line, and there it is, and more, and there it goes. Armstrong, foot race with Cooley, and it's a touchdown for Wake Forest. Quavius Armstrong is his second touchdown of the year. It comes on 3rd and 10 for the Cougars. And that's a defensive backbreaker for Rolesville.
And right up the middle, Austin Gilmore, the right tackle, clearing out the path along with Marcus Smith, the right guard. Great job finishing off the run by Armstrong. And that was huge for Wake Forest to capitalize on that excellent field position.
40-yard touchdown run. Extra point through from Helfrich. 5:37 left, third quarter. The big touchdown run, biggest one of the game. Wake Forest reclaims a 17-point lead. A little bit later on tonight, we will have the West Shore Home Player of the Game, brought to you by West Shore Home. Convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. That will be in the fourth quarter tonight. 24-7. Wake Forest leading Rolesville. Both teams unbeaten at 3-0 in the next 6. Well, Jonathan Hinnett, an outside linebacker for Rolesville, when the team came onto the field before the game, not only was sprinting out with his teammates, but he also sprinted out with a Chucky doll that you see now on the shoulders of one of the guys on the Rolesville sideline. I don't know what this story is. Is this a year-long event, or is it only because Halloween is next week? I don't know. We need to get to the bottom of it. AMU kickoff with Rolesville down by 17. And this will trickle into the sideline. Noah Rogers lets it go. And that will enhance the field position here for Rolesville. I mean, we know all about the turnover chains and all those type of things, but a Chucky doll, Sam Hyman, the reason we pay him the big bucks, he'll get to the bottom of that story. I noticed it when they ran on the field tonight. I'm like, that's really unusual. Can't wait to hear the story. Right now, Chucky's not providing the luck that they need in it. So with the kickoff going out of bounds, this drive for Rolesville will start at the 35-yard line. 24-7 is the Wake Forest lead. Horn remains at quarterback, bursting through up the middle. There goes Isaiah Jones, just bouncing off the defenders, and Jones, a big run down to the 43-yard line. That's good for 22 for Jones, nicked up a bit. And also a Wake Forest player down, that's Vance Day.
That's what Rolesville needs, is explosive plays. A good job by Jones, right up the middle, O-line creating a path. Finishes off the run. There's the O-line zone. Good job on the backside, sealing it off. Now sitting inside of the 50-yard line. Vance Day, outstanding player, safety, scholar athlete for Wake Forest, is down.
Well, Jay, you used that phrase several times tonight, finishing off the play for these running backs. That's something very common to the elite teams across the state.
When you have a running back that'll run through tackles, that looks for contact where it takes 2 or 3 guys to bring you down, that brings juice to the rest of your teammates. And it really, you know, is a leadership thing where you see your running back doing that. Every other position is going to fight that extra step, that extra second.
Vance Day, the senior cornerback for Wake Forest, is the player being attended to at the 45-yard line. A couple of looks here at number 3 in white. We'll see what you see, Jay.
And here he comes up to make the play. It looked like on his right side, couldn't quite tell. He goes in. And just kind of fell awkwardly on his shoulder.
He's up and beginning to walk off the field. Helmet off.
He's been really good tonight. Senior key player in the secondary. He's a scholar athlete tonight as well, recognized. Hopefully he'll be okay.
As they look a little further look on Vance Day. And this drive continues for Rolesville, trailing 24-7, but it's a much more engaged Rolesville Ram team here in the second half. Quick touchdown out of intermission to break this shutout. And gave up a 3rd and 10 40-yard touchdown run a moment ago. Here's a deep ball, breaking free. Noah Rogers cradles it in, brings it over the goal line. Touchdown, Rolesville. Penalty marker down though. This is going against Rolesville. Stop the band. This one's coming back. And the band director now just getting word. So bring it back. 16th, the Rolesville penalty.
Exposed to play. It's going to come back because of the hold. See on the right side. Noah Rogers, you got to give him a chance. They do it. But again, the penalties have been the main factor tonight for Rolesville.
Back outside the 50-yard line. Horn will keep it on the ground for the Rams. 3, maybe 4 on first down. That's Isaiah Jones. That just knocks the wind out of you on a play like that.
It's hard to create rhythm when you have all these penalties. And again, for Rolesville, I mean, obviously you've got a 17-point deficit. You're going to have to
execute and make the most of each drive. But you still have time with your playmaking ability from your wide receivers, how explosive you can be. But again, this game is shortening up here. You're going to have to execute and clean up the penalties.
This is Jones again, gets the corner, dances away from one and drags a tackler to about the 46. So good yardage there by Jones, but again, the holding penalty not only negated the touchdown, but set you back behind the sticks. So a couple of running plays by Jones, another flag comes in. And we'll see where this is going. It is 3rd down and 13 before this penalty. And here's our friend Travis Keith. The unsportsmanlike against Wake Forest. Well, that's a little aloe on the burn for Rolesville. It's no touchdown, but it does pick up a 1st down as a result. So back inside Wake Forest territory. Get out of the 31. 1st down for the Rams. Travis Keith coming in. I think he's just making sure they have the ball spotted in the right spot.
For Wake Forest defense, they've had the most success when they've been able to bring pressure. And we'll see Ivan Brazo, the defensive coordinator, continues to bring the extra defender. Zane Williams, number 30. He's been the main guy on the blitz as the explanation goes over to Reggie Lucas.
Yeah, the question is, if this is unsportsmanlike, if it's some type of penalty it made, would this potentially eject a Cougar player? Seeing Gabe Hollingsworth, number 23. Now Andre Evans, number 15, runs off the field. They are making a denotation there. Didn't see a gesture of an ejection, but they did make the explanation to Wake Forest head coach Reggie Lucas. And now this drive continues from the 31, 1st down. On the ground, the Rams keep it. Jones dragged down for maybe a yard. Zane Williams was there, number
30. Wake Forest front 7 again, just flowing to the football. Multiple hats coming over to make the play, making it difficult to run against this group.
Horn to the sideline, grabbed on a leap and tackle around the 21. They're beginning to focus more on Noah Rogers, some different routes for him. The most dangerous guy on the field finally getting in the action.
Well, they had to give him opportunities. The offensive line protected up front, plenty of time for throwing an accurate ball, and it moves the chains.
Another 1st down, NCDPS 1st down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers. Start your new career. 1st down run, breaking free up the middle, and there's Devon Thomas. From 19, touchdown Rams with 3:18 left in the 3rd.
Now the offense is getting going now for Rolesville. Again, that's going to eat into the deficit, but you just feel more confidence growing. Offensive line getting push. Thomas cuts back for the big play. You mix in the run and the pass on this drive. Zone offense of running scheme. And up front, Logan Pulley, Carson Cassidy on the right side, clearing out the path.
To make it a 10-point game. And that one does crawl over the crossbar. So the 8th touchdown of the season for Thomas draws Rolesville back to within 10. 24-14, late 3rd quarter. And really outside of the 3rd down defensive miscue by the Rams that led to a 40-yard touchdown run by Armstrong, they've been in control in this 3rd quarter.
They have, and they've done it quickly on the offensive side. I mean, right now, there's a lot of adjustments and things they can build on here as you get into the 4th quarter. But Richard Shuping and his club on the offensive side, they've gotten Noah Rogers more involved. And Horn has gotten more comfortable. The offensive line is playing better, which is creating running lanes and helping out the passing game.
And what I like there, you see Richard Shupin over there talking with his young quarterback. And Miles Horn. Shupin was a college quarterback at Catawba about, 10 years ago or so. Mostly a backup, but certainly knows the position like the back of his hand. And he's putting Horn in position just to make the right plays, the right reads, and the right throws. AMU kickoff brought to you by AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. Returnable here for Lucas. Speeds up the middle. Lucas to the 40-yard line, brought down. Excellent return by the coach's son, Nigel Lucas. Drive begins at the 41 for the Cougars.
And he doesn't come off the field playing offense, defense, special teams, making an impact in all 3 phases.
So 3:11 left, third quarter. And let's go downstairs to Sam with a little more on Nigel Lucas. Sam?
Yeah, guys, I had a chance to catch up with Nigel earlier this week, and I asked him, what's it like playing for your dad, Reggie? He said, it has its perks, but it also has its challenges. I cherish every moment of it. And the biggest quote that he's pulled from his life so far from his dad was, day by day, see a better day, just take it one day at a time, knowing each day you have to get 1% better. So it is a special bond between the two, Nigel and Dad, Reggie.
Is he cherishing that moment right there, Jay?
Well, I think for them, I mean, what a special bond, father-son, but obviously the opportunity to coach your son on such a great team. I mean, these are memories for them that they're going to be able to carry on for the rest of their life. And, you know, again, these kids all grew up together under the winning culture of Reggie Lucas, so they've all been able to share in this from the time they've gotten there as a freshman.
All right, in motion goes Alston on 2nd and 9. Pressure coming and just escaping with Simmons. Now he'll toss the sideline, and there is Alston inside the 30, stretched down the sideline. And credit to Simmons, the quarterback for Wake Forest, just slipping away from a sack and turns that into a big play.
Well, and Simmons has been so good tonight, eluding the pressure as Cassie almost was able to bring him down, but his legs gets him outside the pocket. He keeps his eyes up as defenders come up. There were 2 of them. It opened up the secondary, and a nice job by Alston finding the open area.
And see DPS first down for Wake Forest at the 24-yard line. Simmons, quick drop, throws left side, oh soft, tipped, nearly intercepted. Falls incomplete, and that would have gone for 6 the other way for Tamarcus Cooley. Just not enough on that pass from Simmons.
And Cooley has the instincts that you want in a defensive back. Read the eyes of Simmons, broke on the ball, almost able to bring it in.
And Jay, that's twice. He's had 2 hands on a potential interception tonight.
That one's hard though because it's so high and you're trying to jump in front and get the ball. So I mean that's tough, but again, an opportunity to make a play, and he jumps in front and makes the right read.
2nd and 10 for Wake Forest. Simmons, time to throw, 3-man rush, penalty marker thrown. This one's into the end zone and incomplete. And Pasquale looking for a flag, begging for one. There is one down back around the line of scrimmage. This one is going on the Cougars.
And there it is, just on the left side. Cameron Richardson held, giving Simmons more time to throw the ball. Again, after this ball game, both coaching staffs are going to address the penalties, and that's something uncharacteristic for both sides, and they need to clean that up. Because once they get into the playoffs, it's going to be the penalties, the turnovers, special teams. Those areas that are really going to determine your fate.
Yeah, Richard Shupin trying to exhort his defense here. You hold Wake to 3 or less, you're in great shape. Touchdown hurts. And late getting on the field, Aquavius Armstrong, number 24, and that results in Wake Forest taking one of its 2 remaining timeouts. So not necessarily a penalty on the Cougars, but it kind of acts as one. This game gets close down the stretch. You need those timeouts, and it weighs one because of a personnel issue. So 24-14, Cougars leading the Rams. Rolesville concludes the regular season at Heritage next week. Heritage 1-2 in the next 6. Wake Forest will have an interesting tussle. Final week of the season against Millbrook. And Millbrook goes into action tonight 2-1.
Well, there's no breaks for these teams in the conference. I mean, each week it's a tough opponent. And then you roll right into the playoffs.
Yeah, both of these teams top 10 in the East region. Wake Forest number 3, Rolesville number 7. But all the pieces in place to be a solid title contender. DePasquale on second down. He eludes one, breaking ahead for a couple more yards. He's up 3rd and long.
As Wake Forest again runs the ball. It's Cameron Richardson initially with the pressure. And then Rolesville really swarming over, multiple guys coming over. Jeremiah Bethel making the tackle. And Patrick, this is an important 3rd down for Rolesville's defense.
Well, this is not dissimilar to what we saw earlier in this quarter on 3rd and 10 for the 40-yard line, where Wake ran it in for a score. This is 3rd and about 17. Toss to DePasquale. He looks like he's about to throw. Looking downfield, he will pass. It's batted out of there, incomplete. And sniffing that one out was Jonathan Brown with his left hand. It was a low, almost sidearm throw from DePasquale. He was able to paw away.
Well, Glendon Dillard, the offensive coordinator for Rolesville, going back to the trick plays. DePasquale looking up towards Nigel Lucas. But again, Rolesville defense playing much better here in the second half. That was a key play to get off the field, and Wake Forest sending the special teams out on the field to try to go for a field goal.
And this will be from about 48 yards for Helfrich. DePasquale will hold. This would give the Cougars a 13-point lead. The kick on the way. Does it have enough? No. Comes up short. And Rolesville gets the full stop defensively. That's about peak range for Helfrich. Gave up a couple of yards short, and it remains 24-14. How big is that for Rolesville?
Well, it's huge. I mean, now Rolesville, 10-point deficit. I mean, you're sitting at the halftime break, 17-0. Nothing going your way with all those penalties. Now you're only down 10. You're going to get the ball back here with the offense that's feeling much more confident, where they've opened up the passing game, which has helped out the running game as well. So this second half, they've been looking a lot better and doing well up front in the running game.
First down carry, Isaiah Jones for about 3. Closing in on the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
And I like how Rolesville is staying committed to the ground. They're not throwing the ball every play. They're continuing to feed the ball to Jones, staying patient, because they know how explosive they can be. They can throw one pass and get to the end zone with Rogers and their other wide receivers. They're having to balance.
Rogers and Cooley both on the same side of the field. They will run that direction again with Jones. And nothing there for Jones.
Ground game, it's all about at the point of attack. It was a really nice job shedding the blocker by Gabe Hollingsworth, the outside linebacker.
A big spot for the Rams. What could be the final play of this 3rd quarter? They need 6, trailing by 10, but momentum on their sideline. And Horn still reading the play off the sideline. Looking for Rodgers. Rodgers now looks for blocks, cuts across the middle, needs the 30 for the first down. Still swings it wide. There's the first down. And how about that creativity and patience by Noah Rodgers? And that will wind down the clock in the 3rd quarter. And Rolesville will have a fresh set of downs, trailing by 10 as we head to the final 12 minutes for the NAC 6 conference lead. 24-14, Wake Forest leading Rolesville. Ready for the fourth quarter from Rolesville. NAC 6 title tilt, 24-14, Wake Forest leading. Patrick Keenis, Jason Halter up here. And we've been waiting all game for the backstory on Chucky, the stuffed animal mascot on the sideline for the Rams. And I believe Sam has cracked the code.
I have cracked the code, Patrick. It is a good luck charm, and it gets passed around to various players on the team here on the sidelines. Currently, nobody has it. It's right next to the water or Gatorade cooler, but people have picked it up at moments throughout the course of this game.
There's a look at Chucky.
Maybe, Sam, maybe you can go get him and bring him up to the booth up here, and he can sit with us for a couple minutes.
Jay's had a couple of good calls.
I might do that.
Drive continues here for Rolesville, 10 points down. Just converted on a 3rd and 6 on the final play of the third. And here's a deep ball by Horn down the sideline, and he overshoots his intended receiver. That's incomplete. Looking for Rory Jones down the sideline. Incomplete, 3rd and 9.
The secondary for Wake Forest has been great tonight. They have limited a lot of opportunities, and they've been in one-on-one coverage. Another big 3rd down coming up for this defense in this game. I mean, still plenty of time left, but this is an opportunity for Rolesville to continue their drive.
And you're really not in a comfortable position to go for it on 4th down. Not with this short of the field going the other way. And whistles and markers before the snap. And this is going to go against Wake Forest. So in the neutral zone. It's 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 4.
If I'm Rolesville and I'm Horn, I'm going on 2, trying to get another penalty and get him to jump offside. Yeah.
Yep. Back-to-back offsides.
With each team having so many penalties, I mean, you go on a hard count, you may get it.
Yeah. We've seen 30 combined penalties tonight. And yeah,
there it is.
Trying to lure him offside. Didn't work that time.
Now they're going back over to Richard Chupin for the play call. Again, I'd go for it here too. Go for 2.
3rd and 4. Little juke in the backfield, trying to escape, and Jones just can't do it. Drop down right at the line of scrimmage. Martez Smith, number 58, on the tackle. So it's 4th down. You're down by 10. You're inside your own territory. This would be a really big gamble for Richard Chupin early in the 4th quarter. What do you do?
Well, the offense is staying on the field right now. And again, you still have time with the timeouts. I think, okay, they're going to go for it. You got to give the ball to Rogers or Cooley, your 2 best playmakers.
First-year head coach, one of the biggest decisions of the year right here. Is this simply a decoy to try and draw him offsides?
And it could be. And watch Horn here as he comes back on the last play. He clapped twice, so he was going with the hard count.
They will go on 4th down. It's over the middle. It's complete. And a 1st down for Rolesville to Marcus Cooley. Coming across the middle, in position. Flip to get him onto his feet. I like it. Style point to the finish.
Right over the middle is a slant route, protection up front. Good play call. They executed to continue the drive.
And now a quick handoff. This is Thomas to the left side. And good yardage there for Thomas on 1st down to about the 38-yard line.
A couple positive plays back-to-back for the Rams. I'd play up-tempo here. You have some momentum. The past few plays continue to put pressure on Wake Forest.
Back-to-back 1st downs. Horn running to right and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Jackson Briley. Another penalty marker down. So a tackle for the loss. Pending the outcome of this flag. This is a deep explanation.
Been a lot.
Yeah. You're not going to talk that long if it's delay of game.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear this one.
I mean, what is this, the 11th Circuit Court?
This is a full-fledged conversation.
Here we go. Illegal substitution against Wake Forest, so evidently 12 on the field. And that's important as well. If it will erase about a 4-yard loss. It will still be first down. (24-14). Rams trailing, but driving again. Horn on the give. And maybe a yard.
Well, and for Wake Forest, these running plays, you get stops. You'll live with this because the clock is continuing to move. This game is being shortened down. And I like the fact that Rolesville's still running the ball to have the balance. But again, this is playing into the hands for Wake Forest if they can continue to get stops.
Remember, this is a drive where Rolesville has converted on a 3rd and 6 and a 4th and 4. Across the middle, one-handed grab made, and there it goes. Cooley toward the end zone, touchdown! Stretched out the left arm, brought it in, and he has put some incredible hand-eye on display tonight for the Rams.
Quick strike offense. With Cooley going across the middle, you hit him in stride. He's tough to bring down. Another one-handed catch. He is so good. Make one man miss, and then he's off with the stiff arm. This offense, they can run the ball because they know when they go through the air, they can go to the end zone on any given play.
And Pierce on for the extra point. No, they will not kick it. Snap was down. And that is a very big miss for Rolesville. It remains a 4-point deficit. So they did not give Pierce an opportunity, but Rolesville, thanks to Tamarcus Cooley, has given the Rams an opportunity. 31-yard, one-handed touchdown reception for Cooley. Still early 4th quarter. Wake Forest 24, Rolesville 20. One-yard touchdown reception by that man, Tamarcus Cooley, senior wide receiver, bringing the Rams to within 4, 24-20. Rams have now outscored Wake Forest 20-7 in this second half. They trailed 17-0 at halftime, Jay, but Rolesville has given itself a very good chance to steal away a home win.
Well, this is a rivalry game. This is what we expected. It started off one-sided in the first half. Rolesville has turned it on. We figured it was going to be a 4-quarter game, and that's what we have.
Big misstep, though, by the Rams on that extra point, so they will still need a touchdown to grab the lead. Appear to be an issue with the holder getting the football down. So here's the AMU kickoff. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. DePasquale on the return. Beyond the 35, up the sideline, still on his feet. And an excellent return again by DePasquale. Ball squirted loose, but DePasquale was already down. It's about the 45.
But you know, for Wake Forest, the message over on the sideline from Reggie Lucas is touchdown, but he wants this done from the offensive line, winning in the trenches, win up front, eat up clock, mix in the pass. But this is a drive where he's saying, offense, let's be more physical than Rolesville.
Well, this is a Wake Forest team that has been predicated on defense for years. 20 points, the most they have given up in a game all year. Toss, DePasquale, stumbling a bit. Gets inside the 50, down to about the 45-yard line. Very good first down carry and some extra jawing with DePasquale and Jeremiah Bethel. Didn't see a lot of that in the first half, but now that we get down the stretch in a tight game with the Rams coming back, feel a little bit better about themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, fourth quarter changes things up a little bit. See number 2, Deshaun Grant, he was leading the way, blocking on the outside for DePasquale. Number 8, we've seen him lined up in the slot at running back, very versatile in this offense.
First down carry for DePasquale from the 45. Simmons will give it, and Alston goes nowhere. Winner of this game will be the only unbeaten team in the next 6 at 4-0 with 1 game left. Rolesville finishes on the road at Heritage. Wake Forest home at Millbrook. And again, 20 points, the most given up by Wake all year. They've given up all 20 in this second half. Really a little more than a quarter to this Rolesville offense. Alston behind Simmons on second down. Grant goes in motion. Rush gets there, pass released, incomplete. Looking downfield for Barrett. And the pressure up the middle from the defensive line maybe force Simmons to make that pass a little bit early.
It's good coverage from Reggie Love in the secondary. Number 3. There's the pressure. Could feel it coming up the middle. There's Love, stride for stride with Barrett. Good job by the senior defensive back.
Well, now can the Rams defense get off the field? 3rd down and 10. If they get a stop here, they get the football back with a chance to drive for the lead. Pressure coming, unabated. Simmons in trouble. Spins away, steps into a throw to the sideline, and it's into the sideline out of bounds. Credit to Simmons for keeping that play alive, but the defense for Rolesville, biggest play they've turned in tonight.
Again, Richardson flying off the edge. I mean, Simmons' ability just to elude the pass rush has been impressive tonight. But the result for Rolesville is we did our job. We got off the field.
And now on to boot it away. Well, it's off the side of the foot, but will take a very generous Wake Forest bounce inside the 15-yard line, down to the 13. 42-yard kick and a long field awaiting for the Rolesville Rams, but for the first time since their opening drive, an opportunity to take the lead with a score.
Well, I like the resiliency from Richard Shuping's team. First half didn't go their way. They got the message, the halftime break. Sometimes, you're not playing well. How are you going to fight through adversity? I think they're learning a lot about their team tonight in a rivalry ball game with a chance in the 4th quarter.
Well, if you told Richard Shuping at halftime with his team down 17-0 that they would have a possession, here goes Isaiah Jones, tripped up. Oh, that could have been a remarkable finish for Isaiah Jones. But down 17-0 at halftime, say, hey, midway in the 4th quarter, your offense is on the field with a chance to drive down the field and take the lead. Would you take it?
I would take it. And right now, get a positive first play like that, and more momentum and confidence.
Oh, Jones again tackled as he headed out of bounds. The ball knocked out of his hand. Unfortunately for the Rams, he goes into the Rams sideline. We've only seen 1 turnover all game. It was an interception back in the opening quarter from Miles Horn.
The offensive line has been playing really well here in the second half. Kobe Campbell, Trawillie, Marks, Pulley, Cassidy, those guys getting pushed up front. Timeout. Look at Rolesville compared to the first half. More emotion.
Haven't seen this kind of energy all night for Rolesville. 2nd and 4 coming up, and we return. Rolesville driving to take the lead on this penultimate night to the next 6. Back to Rolesville, North Carolina. Next to last week of the regular season. 2 of the top 10 teams in the East region battling for supremacy in the next 6. Wake Forest led 17-0 at halftime. It's Rolesville trailing by 4, and the Rams have the football. 2nd and 4. This is Devon Thomas, who sprung one for a big touchdown run earlier in this half. And he will move the chains for the Rams. Another first down.
They're having more success on the ground. It's opened up passing plays here in the second half, but again, Wake Forest defense has had success when they brought pressure.
Blitz coming. Read by Rolesville. Oh, ripping for that football, but holding on with both hands. Devon Thomas. Cougars looked like they had 2 or 3 hands on that football. Thomas holds on. And moves the chains again with another first down.
Zane Williams coming off the left side. Nigel Lucas was going for a couple other guys, just trying to jar it loose.
iSpot.nc.gov, first down. Your spot for COVID-19 protection. And one more time, Thomas spins away inside the 40, muscling forward about the 38. And it's funny how you kind of watch the counterbalance over the course of this game. There wasn't a great deal of confidence for the Rams at all until late in that second quarter. Now it seems like the doubt beginning to creep into Wake Forest over the last 10 or 12 minutes of game time. And they're just hanging on to this lead.
And they need a spark. Talk about Rolesville needing explosive plays. Wake Forest needs a turnover.
2nd and 5. Thomas again. Will make it 3rd and very short. To be marked just a little shy of the 35-yard line.
Patrick, so many great players out on the field tonight, and guys that have committed to colleges. And there's college coaches here tonight. UNC is down on the sideline, others as well. But this talent level is so impressive to me. Each side has college prospects, and they're going to have a chance at the next level.
3rd and about 1.5. Isaiah Jones checks into the backfield for the Rams. He will set a block. Deep ball toward the end zone and overshoots Rory Jones. Incomplete. But you take that shot when you know you're going for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 1.
Now, what do you do on 4th and 1? Do you run the ball or do you go back to the air? And Horn's been sitting in the shotgun, but you've had success with Isaiah Jones. And Wake Forest, they're loading up the box. They're playing the run.
All right, 4th and 1. Well, the Cougars had the discipline not to jump. We've seen them do it 3 times in this second half.
Again, I'd go with a hard count. But Richard Shooping over on the sideline, he sees the pressure that Wake Forest is seeing. We'll see if they go through the air.
And the give is to Jones. Does he find room? Look at those legs turning. Gets a little assist from his offensive lineman and does pick up the first down. Determined run by Jones. And an assist from Cassidy, number 79, did he not?
Well, I like the scheme from Wake Forest. They're in perfect position, but Cassidy, he really should get credit for a couple of yards there because he helped push Jones through.
6'6", 280 to get Jones over the line. It is a first down for the Rams as we move inside 4.5. From the 33, Horn to the sideline and finds Jones to the 25. And again, the Cougars ripping for that football. Just cannot take it out of his hands. And finally, the whistle.
Now, Rolesville is showing good discipline with their ball security as Horn finds the open man. There's everybody ripping for it.
Pickup of 7. 2nd down. And here comes the run blitz again. Bumping off Thomas. Can't turn the corner. Took a good hit. Brings up 3rd down for the Rams. And the clock becoming now a big, big factor for both teams.
And Patrick, we talked about the clock earlier for Wake Forest to their advantage. Now in this situation, if Rolesville can continue and score, there's not going to be much time for Wake Forest on their possession. Now still, they've obviously got about 25 yards to go. But like you said, this is a huge factor. When will each coaching staff use their timeouts?
3rd and 3, Horn, quick pass, and reach it up is Cooley to make the catch, and that should barely be enough for the first down. Cooley to about the 21, and they will move the chains. Another my spot on nc.gov, first down.
And Horn, comfortable. Good job by Jones going up to get it, and now some mindset for each team. For Rolesville, you've got 4 downs to get 10 yards. You've got 4 downs. I mean, this is the ball game. For Wake Forest, in order to get off the field, you've got to stop them 4 times.
So here's Thomas on first down. Took a first hit and tackled forward. He'll take that. Extra 2 or 3 yards as a result of the tackle from Rashad Allison. And that's going to be good for almost 8 on first down.
Well, the combination of Thomas, Warren, Jones tonight, really done a good job in the second half, and here's the first time out.
Well, this is the last one that Wake Forest has. I mean, this is the game on this possession. It's touchdown or bust for the Rolesville Rams. 2:29 left fourth quarter. Rolesville down 24-20, but they are looking like a team that if things don't implode, if you don't turn the football over, they feel this game is there for the taking.
Well, the 2 factors here that we've seen. Wake Forest stripping the ball. That's the message. Turnover from the Cougars coaching staff. Reggie Lucas telling his team, we got to stop the run, create a turnover. Rolesville has had the momentum, but over on their sideline, you can't have any penalties because you don't want to be first and 15.
Well, that's the one thing that has been lacking in this rally for Rolesville. They have really cleaned that up.
And also the turnovers. Protect the football. You don't want to have a turnover.
All right, let's get to our West Shore Home Player of the Game. Brought to you by West Shore Home, and it's number 1, Tamarcus Cooley for the Rams.
He's been so good tonight. We've seen him on defense, offense, catching the ball through the air, explosive plays, one-handed catch for a touchdown. He's going to NC State next year. He's had a huge impact tonight.
So that's our West Shore Home Player of the Game. And Isaiah Jones on second and short, lost his footing a bit. Is going to be a couple of yards short of the first down. West Shore Home, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Injured player on the field for Wake Forest. That's Zane Williams, number 30. Grip in the area, looked to be under that left knee. And that will stop play with 2:16 left in the fourth quarter, and we know how impactful he is to this Cougar defense.
13 tackles per game. He's been all over the field. He's a star, only a junior. Another guy colleges are tracking. He's an important piece.
Well, that's going to give Richard Shupin and the Rams and Reggie Lucas and the Cougars an opportunity to reset game plan for this third down play coming up, but most importantly over the final couple of minutes of this one. Good to see as Zane Williams is up and walking off the field under his own power.
Again, on third and short, Patrick. If I'm Rolesville, I'm going for 2, trying to get a penalty on Wake Forest to pick it up. Well, this is 4-down territory.
And remember, the reason we are here where Rolesville needs a touchdown, they had a bad exchange on the snap on the touchdown early in the fourth quarter and couldn't get the kick off. So they do need a touchdown and not a field goal as a result. Third and shorts. Looking for room, Thomas, and stretching forward, couldn't get away, and it looks like he's going to be short of the first down, I believe, yeah. Deshaun Grant was there. And it will set up now the play of the night for Rolesville and Wake Forest.
Heck of a job. Nigel Lucas, Deshaun Grant, Kyle Leary. This is it.
Here we go, 4th and 2. They need just outside the 10-yard line. Minute and a half to go. Rolesville down 4 with possession. There's the jump. Did they get the flag? Penalty down. Offsides on Wake Forest. 4th time that's happened tonight. And it gives Rolesville a first down now inside the 10-yard line. Do you believe it? Goodness.
The sideline for Rolesville is excited. They still have to get in the end zone. Zane Williams comes back in for the Cougars, and they've got to regroup after giving up the first down.
1st and goal. And now a marker is dropping the far sideline. I think this was a false start on Cooley of Rolesville. Wake Forest out of timeouts. Rolesville full complement of 3. But Rolesville needs a touchdown. This is 1st and goal. Now back at the 13. How about that? All those Ram players on top of the bench, ready to explode if the Rams can convert. Here is Thomas to the right side, and hemmed in and driven back nicely. That's Martez Smith, who's played a very prominent role on the defensive line, and now a marker comes in as well. Talk about a big flag here. If this is on Rolesville, then they're looking at 18 or 23 yards out of the end zone with 4 plays to go. Long discussion. And Jay, we talked about how clean Rolesville is playing. Oh, this is a massive penalty. It's not 5 yards, it's not 10, it's 15 on a personal foul on the Rams. That was the area that they had just mopped up, had played flawlessly to get back in the game, to put themselves in position to win it. And now a couple of big penalties.
Yeah, and these penalties, we've talked all ball game about the impact. And this one, huge, monumental. And you still have the timeouts, obviously, but that really kind of pulls you back, takes the wind out of your sails, because now you're right on the doorstep after you get Wake Forest to jump off sides. A couple penalties, and now you're backed up with the pressure of getting in the end zone.
Yeah, it will remain 1st and goal, but look at where the football is now. It was on the 8, then they had the 5-yard penalty for illegal procedure, and now all the way to the 29.
Clock's running still.
We reach 1 minute. Pressure coming. Horn across the middle. Finds his man. That's Cooley. And swallowed down by Grant at the 18. 2nd and goal. And a timeout is going to be taken by the Rams. They have 2 left.
They've had success with Cooley over the middle. They found the middle part of the field in the zone coverage, and Horn has had time. That's where he's been comfortable. So Wake Forest linebackers, they need to make sure they cover up the field, that area of the field, because that's where Rolesville has really been attacking.
I really like the approach by Richard Shupin, not trying to chunk it and go straight to the end zone on 4 cracks. Just take the underneath, 9-10 yards. And again, utilize your timeouts now, because you can't carry them over to tomorrow. They're irrelevant. So bring your team to the sideline. Young quarterback, work through an individual play and see if somebody can raise Chucky at the end of the night, along with the FNR Friday Night Rivals trophy.
Well, and I think you made a great point there. You don't have to go into the end zone here. Even if you're picking up 5, just take chunk plays, moving the ball down the field, and continue to back up Wake Forest against the end zone. And over for the Cougars, they've had success. Talked all night when they brought the blitz, had tackles for losses. I'd expect them to heat up the backfield of Rolesville and put pressure on Horn.
Noah Rogers, bottom of the screen. Cooley up top. 2nd and goal. Pump fake. Horn looking, surveying, running. He'll tuck it in and go out of bounds. Pick up maybe a couple of yards. Clock stops at 43 seconds. 3rd and goal, but very good downfield coverage by the Cougars secondary.
What a wise decision by Horn. Don't be greedy. Get to the outside. Continue to read the coverage. And then when he saw, hey, no one's getting open, let me get out of bounds. Pick up a couple, but I'm not going to put the ball in harm's way. And you're right. Great job from the secondary, Wake Forest.
Wake Forest ranked 3rd in the East region. Rolesville number 7. Both teams undefeated in the NAC 6. 1 game left in the regular season. Both state title contenders. Horn throwing toward the end zone. Flag down. It goes through the hands of Tavian Williams. And I think this is going to be defensive pass interference on Williams of Wake Forest. And that is the call. The 17th penalty on Wake Forest tonight might be the most consequential.
The left arm was wrapped around Rogers. Now that angle, you couldn't see if there was contact. Initially, he was around the hip of Rogers. And obviously, each side, Rogers agrees with that call. Williams disagreed.
So this will be a 3rd and goal situation now after the penalty from the 9. 41 seconds left. Horn looks to the right, lobs to the back corner, contact again, and no flag this time. Same combination, Rogers against Williams, 4th and goal.
And there's more contact on that play. And I like Rolesville, though, giving the ball to your best player. As Horn lofts the ball up, and there's contact.
Maybe uncatchable pass.
Ball sailed out of bounds. Again, these guys are battling.
Now Rolesville still has 2 timeouts. 4th and goal. Will the Rams get the heroic moment, needing a touchdown to win it?
Watch Cooley in the slot.
And they will take one of their 2 timeouts. Tell you what, Richard Shuping is not acting like a first-year head coach. He has managed this game very, very well. He's played that key position in high school and in college. He knows what it means to just take an extra step, collect, go to the sideline, process what play you want to call, because this is it for the Rams.
Well, 2 of the best coaching staffs, and there's a reason why these teams have a chance to win the state championship. It's because of the leadership. Reggie Lucas, Richard Shuping, these guys do it the right way, and their teams here. I mean, this is what you want. Rivalry ball game is going to go down to the final minute.
Yeah, Wake Forest won 3 straight state titles, 2016, 17, and 18. Rolesville, as we mentioned, the high school opened in 2013, and in the spring season of 2021, they made their first ever title game, lose at advance. It is a 24-20 Wake Forest lead. Rolesville football, 4th and goal from the 9. And Miles Horn trying to become the big man on campus right here on what could be the Rams' final opportunity. Horn buys some time, throws to the pylon, tipped away, broken up by Elijah Matlock of Wake Forest, denying Rolesville on the shadow of the goal line. And the Cougars are going to escape as the next 6 is lone unbeaten.
I like the play design. Cooley going to the outside. It was a mesh route, and Horn lofts it up, but this is just an amazing read by Matlock, coming across, knocking it down. The junior makes a play.
Penalty marker down. I believe it was after the play. And it's unsportsmanlike against Rolesville with the disappointment of the outcome of that play. What an effort by Rolesville, but what character and mettle shown by Wake Forest down the stretch when it looked like they were taking on water and the ship was sinking. Captain got him to the dock.
I mean, this was a test for each team. For Rolesville, first half was not good. And then you fight through that adversity, almost come back. And then for Wake Forest, so great in the first half, second half, a lot of areas to correct, but you hold on when your back's against the wall. So many lessons each team will take from this one.
So Rolesville, 1 timeout remaining. The kneel down by Simmons. And will Rolesville take the timeout, or will they walk it off and start the handshake line? That's going to do it. The clock will tick out, and Wake Forest will escape here in Rolesville and move to 4-0 in the next 6, and a win over Millbrook next week claims the outright conference championship. They move to 8-1 overall, and they will be one of the top seeds in the East region here in a couple of weeks.
Well, rivalry ball game, what a win for Wake Forest. And this game is going to be such a huge boost for these teams as they go to the playoffs. This test, I mean, this is going to be something they can really grow from, learn from. Again, 2 outstanding coaching staffs. This game went down to the wire. We expected it.
What a ball game. This rivalry gets better every year.
All right, handshakes, Reggie Lucas and Richard Schuppe. Let's get to our Harris Teeter scoring drive of the game. Harris Teeter, Victard saves on fuel, food and more. Big touchdown run of 40 yards. That came back early in the third quarter. Quavius Armstrong from 40 yards out. That gave Wake a 24-7 lead.
Yeah, and that's what really stretched out the lead, and for them, that was an important drive with Armstrong finishing it off. And again, these teams know each other so well. The respect each are showing right now after a close ball game.
Well, what a contest. Final score, Wake Forest 24, Rolesville 20. Friday Night Rivals trophy presentation when we return. Well, there's a look at the winning Wake Forest Cougars, 8-1, 4-0 in the next 6. And Jay Sonhalter, we were just treated to 2 of the top teams across the state of North Carolina in a slugfest down the stretch.
I mean, what a battle. Each team has a chance to win the state championship, and you saw Town on the field coaching. You saw everything. What a game.
All right, let's go downstairs to Sam Hyman, who is with the winning head coach of the Wake Forest Cougars, Reggie Lucas. Sam?
That's right, Coach. What a win for your team, moving to 4-0 in conference play. What did you do so well tonight to be able to come away with the victory?
Well, with all the injuries, the game plan kind of went out the window, and those guys went in and stepped up and made some huge plays for us. So my hats go out to those guys who went in and made the plays at the end.
What did you learn about your team tonight?
Oh, we talked about it. They got a lot of courage. They're fearless. They go out and they play hard, and they represent the town of Wake Forest well.
Prime position to continue and make a deep run in the playoffs. What's your message to your team after this game?
Nothing is easy. It get tougher. Okay, so we got to keep working. It get tougher. We got Millbrook next week, and that's a heck of a team.
Well, tonight you got a trophy. Congrats.
Here we go, guys. Good job, guys.
And Reggie Lucas has a week to get his voice back, Jay, after a 24-20 win. Treated to another fantastic game.
Oh, what a job by Reggie Lucas and his team. You can see how proud he is of the effort that they put forth, the adversities they faced, and they came through with the win.
All right, it's a 24-20 final. Wake concludes the regular season with Millbrook. Rolesville falls at 3-1 in league play, 6-3 overall. They wrap up at Heritage next Friday. Well, we'd all like to take a minute, thank all the wonderful folks at West Shore Home, Air Experts Heating and Cooling, Campbell University, and Tatum and Atkinson who make all these games possible for you, our viewers at home. We'd also like to thank other great sponsors and supporters of our Friday Night Rivals telecast. Those are myspot.nc.gov, Crabtree Mall, United States Marine Corps, CFNC, Harris Teeter, the NCDPS, and the American Military University. We'd also like to express our thanks to the participating high schools and all of their administrators, Wake Forest, and our host right here in Rolesville. Our last regular season broadcast next Friday, Clayton and Cleveland. Talk about rivalry. Jay and I will be there next week for our finale of the regular season, Friday Night Rivals. For Sam Hyman down in the field, my partner Jay Sonhalter, Patrick Keenis from Chile, Rolesville, North Carolina. Thank you for watching. And the Wake Forest Cougars, the inside track to the conference title, 24-20 victory over Rolesville. Enjoy your weekend. Good night, everybody.